Hello, hello, friends. We are on. I think we're live. Yes, I think we're live. Hi, guys.
If we're not live, tell us that we're not live, because you
Yeah,
can
if
hear us
there are
right
sound
now.
issues, please tell me. Let me know because I am really, really having some sound issues today, apparently. And yeah,
Okay.
so that would be
All
cool.
right. Awesome. It was a long road to being able to hear Flutter tonight, but we're there.
Oh my goodness. So I hope that you guys, hi Ghost, hi Wolf, thank you for the notes. Much appreciated to know that we are heard. It's been a long week, guys. It's Thursday still though. Like, what's up with that?
I can't believe it's Thursday. I can't believe it's been a week since the last time
I mean,
it
to
was
be
Thursday.
completely honest, I can't believe it's July, but
Oh no, my brain is still back in. I'm stuck in the week before I was supposed to come down to visit you. Like my
yeah,
brain
right.
never got
Yes,
past
because we never got
that.
to do the thing.
Yeah, and I never properly processed April, and I never properly processed any month that came after that.
Right.
Also, the weather never really got summer here. We're
Yeah,
kind
it
of
hasn't done it
stuck
here
in
either.
spring.
Yeah. No, it's been like 60 degrees.
Yes. So like my disconnect of this year between like what time of year it's supposed to be and what time of year my brain thinks it is,
Right.
there's a complete and total like
It doesn't
I
connect. Do you want to see something
2020 does
fun?
not
Oh, you
compute.
can't see my stream, can you?
I can load it if you want me to.
You should load it
I
for a
shall
minute
do
because
so.
I have a surprise for you.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna mute it so I don't hear us double.
All right. I need to turn something here off.
I've muted it.
Oh, here we go. I think this should do it. Ready?
Yes. I might be a few seconds. The stream is probably a few seconds behind, so I have to wait until something happens.
I was going through.
Oh,
Oh, woof. I wish it was 100 degrees. I miss 100-degree weather.
I would just take like a couple sunny days in a row. This
Yeah.
picture though is like my favorite picture.
I know, it's the best one, right? I may have compiled a handful that I can use over various and sundry girls' nights. So.
Yes. I mean, this is what you and I should be doing right now.
Yes. This is where I wish I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is for
Not
people
that I don't love streaming for all you lovely people.
for people that don't know, this was last summer, I think, almost a year ago now. We went for a girls' brunch because whenever Flutter and I are like
That's
together,
actually not the brunch though.
isn't it? Is that when we
No.
did the wine tour?
It's the I think that's at that cidery with the fire station cidery.
Oh yeah, when we went to try
Because of those
59
benches.
or six, is it
So
69?
yeah.
69?
Hi Abner. Hello.
Yeah, Abner.
Hi. This is Megan and I on vacation one summer together.
This is also what my hair is supposed to look like right now, but doesn't because I haven't been able to go to a hairdresser. So my hair is this like frizzy. You can't quite tell, but my hair is this like frizzy, awful mess because I haven't been able to get it cut.
Yeah, that's right, Ghost.
And it curls better when it's short. But I do remember last summer we went on a really amazing girls' brunch because when we're together and there's not a global pandemic, we always do a brunch, just the two of us. Or if there's other girls that we're hanging out with, it's a girl thing.
Yep.
And it was amazing because I had just sort of started with the lactose intolerance thing because I realized I was lactose intolerant. And we went to this amazing organic winery. And they had a vegan cheese plate, and it was fantastic.
That's right. It was delicious. I couldn't believe it.
couldn't believe that it was not like real cheese.
Hey, Nulsec, welcome.
Nulsec?
Oh yeah, those sunglasses are new as of like 2 years ago because my family decided that they were tired of me with my cheapy like gas station plastic sunglasses that I was using. So that, yeah. Hey, Flumps. Hey, guys. Oh, you guys just finished Hamilton. Okay, so I haven't seen it yet, and I
also haven't seen it.
Yeah, so we please no spoiler. I mean, obviously it's a historical thing, but like clearly we know there are certain things that happen.
I'm going to say something controversial right now. I'm not on that train.
No, I'm really not either. I'm not sure. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it an honest try, but because I've heard everybody loves it. So
I'm gonna say right now, there are two things that everyone's on the train of, and I am on neither of them. It's Hamilton and the new WoW expansion, and I am not on either of those trains. So I feel very left behind by the world right now.
I am. I have been wrong before by just listening to the music before I see a show and not liking it. It's different in context of the show.
I don't know. It's not my kind of music, and I'm not very America right now. Will I still love it, even if those
things... I really hope it craps on us a little bit. Hi, Jackalope!
Man, the gang's all here.
Hamilton, Jackalope, if you actually don't, I'm sure you know some things about it, right? Because it's like everywhere right now, because Disney put it on their platform.
Okay, so you liked it even though it's not usually the kind of music that you get in. Because I'm very into musicals, but I'm not really into that kind of music.
No, we're not opposing it because we've watched it. We just have...
No, we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. We're just not... We're just not on that train, so I think people are trying to get us.
No, it got really popular and everybody really loved it. I've listened to the music.
People are leaning out of the caboose trying to pull us onto the train, is basically...
Right, we just haven't got there yet, guys. Just give us a minute.
What, Disney? that is not something you can say when Flutter is present. She will give you an
I have to tell you, though, I'm really upset with Disney right now, so I just...
Is it something I know about? Did they do something? What did they do?
They're just fucking opening their park in the worst like moment in time that they can open them in, and they're not testing their employees, which happen to be some of my friends and your friends too. And yeah, I'm really upset about these things because let's talk about how stupid that is.
Okay, well, everyone seems to be saying that we would enjoy it despite our misgivings. So
yeah,
I mean, intended to eventually watch it. I just haven't really.
Right. Yeah.
We watched.
Just haven't had the time yet.
We watched Space Force this week. For anyone who hasn't.
I think I know what you were saying was relevant to us now.
Yes. Yes. Episode, and I was like, yeah, Flutter needs to watch this. With Flutter Hub. Space Force was really good. It was just really funny. It's very they did a good job of nailing what politics feels like in America right now.
Yes. Exactly. I think they do, because what she's saying.
I know too, everyone likes, what's his name? I'm gonna say it wrong because I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's like Lin Miranda, whatever. That's his name. Everyone really loves him, and I don't know if it's because of Hamilton or if it's like other things, but it's like everyone thinks he can do wrong. Definitely hop on the Space Force train. It is hilarious.
Yes, it is definitely worth it.
So somebody, I don't think this is true, so big huge like asterisk beside this, but somebody that I know posted something on Facebook that was about the possibility of them like retconning the new Star Wars movies and like replacing them and making them like an alternate AU, which I could go into why I think that's a stupid idea. I don't think this will actually happen, but apparently people think that there might be some infighting going on at Disney about whether or not Sorry that I'm not like looking directly at you guys because I'm not actually playing a game and you guys are on this screen. But I do think it's an unsubstantiated rumor, and I don't think it will be a real thing. But apparently there's rumors flying around. Possibly they're trying to test the waters and see how people react to it.
Yeah, that's a thing they do sometimes, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say I wasn't a huge fan of Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. I feel like, first of all, I don't even know why it's called Rise of Skywalker, but second of all, I wasn't a huge fan of those, but I think that it would be a really bad idea for them to retcon it and do something new because that kind of revolving door doesn't really, I don't know. That's a slippery slope.
I really feel like what they need to do at this point is stick with things like The Mandalorian. Keep in the universe, make a whole different story. Forget the freaking Skywalkers and all that goes with them. And you can tangentially, like, reflect off of those things, but, like, they've been doing really good with, like, Mandalorian, and Rogue One was really good. You know, these kinds of...
What Abner is talking about is what I read, that there's basically, like, a Sith mirror thing that lets you step into alternate realities. I have to say that I don't think they laid enough foundation in the movies to make that work. I don't think they can rely on the cartoon for that because not enough people watch Clone Wars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any hard opinions about Star Wars and what the stories are versus, like, what they do. Like, honestly, like, yeah, they were good entertainment. Some of them are really, really good. The last couple were not those. But, like...
I mean, I'm with you, Nelsa. I don't want to start speaking controversy at the moment, but I'm with you.
Yeah, I don't want to... I mean, they do what they do. I don't care at this point.
Also, I feel like part of the problem is, like, J.J. Abrams is, I'm going to say something controversial, guys, don't hate me. J.J. Abrams is really good at making action movies, but he doesn't really understand science fiction. And this was something that really came to light when he did the Star Trek movies, because he did a really, really good job with the first Star Trek movie. And then there was the movie that I don't speak of because I've disavowed it of my universe and it doesn't exist, where he remade the most classic and amazing Star Trek movie, all the while saying, I'm not remaking that. And it was awful and horrible because it didn't make any sense and was just, I don't even know what he was going for. And then I'll
give 100 points to anybody that can guess which movie she's talking about.
Yeah. And then they kicked him off and they got people who understood Star Trek to start writing Star Trek again. Star Trek got good again. So I feel like what they did was they brought a bunch of action movie people who were really good at making action movies into Star Wars, but they lost the, like, spec-fic science fiction space opera feel.
We welcome you. You just need to find the right ones. Unfortunately, there are a lot of the not right ones around. Yeah, yeah.
They made Cupid Spread and through. Yeah, they did. They did. They had a lot to choose from, and they did. Oh, you're welcome with me all the time, Abner. I will also welcome you to Canada if and when you want to come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're right, Ghost. I mean, that's how it happens. Like, these things, they fade over time. People don't care as much after a couple of years. People have a fondness for them because of the thing that they were going through in their life at the time. Whatever.
I'm going to say another controversial thing. I don't actually hate the prequels. They had some good... Now, the second first movie...
Don't hate the prequels, hate the script and some of the actors that they chose.
The script isn't even that bad. It was the first... Phantom Menace is awful. I will agree with that. But the other two have some really good stuff in them. And, like, have some good, like, development and source material and stuff in them. So I don't get necessarily the hate for those two movies. Although I will say when we went back and rewatched everything before Last Jedi, that was kind of when I realized how bad The Phantom Menace is, because that movie is 60% pod race.
Oh man, Jacqueline.
Wait, which one's AOC? What movie is that?
That one.
Oh, okay, the one.
Thank you. Look at you all. Look at the two of us. Like,
I couldn't even think. I was like, what are the Star Wars movies? Which one starts with an A? I don't hate Attack of the Clones. I really don't. I think it has some major issues. I think so I'm gonna tell you. Okay, we're clearly have settled into a moment of just chatting here. I'm gonna put you guys on this screen. I'm just gonna be looking like directly at you guys. I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with the new trilogy, not the original trilogy. Something wrong with that.
Hold on. I have a technical question to ask everybody when you're all here. Look at my little chat box in the window. Can you read it? I need to know. It's big enough to read. I'm sorry I'm changing all of these things. You can't still read. Okay. All right.
I'm going to tell you what the problem with the prequels is. They start in the wrong place and they end in the wrong place. So I'm going to go into writer mode and / editor mode for a moment here, and I'm going to explain to you about framing. Framing is the way that you frame your story. It has to do with where you start and what you present and the information that you set into a scene and the way that you succeed at telling a story.
But no. The thing that's utterly dumb is that people that think that the Jedi are good people. That's what really is the problem.
The problem with The Phantom Menace is it doesn't add anything to the story. He created pod racing and he wanted to do a movie about pod racing, and that's it. That whole movie exists around a pod race. Let me also tell you a story. I was still living... It is. NASCAR, if you will. I was still living at home when we saw that movie, and I leaned over at the scene where Padme first meets Anakin, and I said, that's going to be their mom. That's Luke and Leia's mom. And my mom looked at me because there's such an age difference between them, and she's like, no. And then by the end of the movie, she was like, oh my God, you're right. And I was like, yeah, of course I'm right. Because that was a paper-thin, see-through, like, are you an angel? I'm going to marry you someday.
That is the order I had suggested to me quite a few times, actually, Abner, when I was introducing the boys to the movie, the Star Wars franchise. In fact, we decided to go with original trilogy, new movies. Forget the first three, and they've been like Rogue One and stuff like that now. But
I'm going to say that Nullsec, I agree with you. They should have started with Attack of the Clones. They should have started with Anakin as a young man. They should have started with him having this story that comes out throughout. And there should have been another movie in between. Because let me tell you something. Padme's death is the most bullshit thing that ever happened. That is not the kind of woman. She climbed a pole. She like broke herself out of chains, climbed a pole, fought a freaking saber-toothed tiger with no force powers. Hello? That woman does not die of a broken heart. She starts the fucking rebellion.
Right. Yeah, and Anakin was just awful. He was just awful.
That's what the movie should have been. Should have been her raising. And let me tell you something. There's an inconsistency. Where I'm on this now. There's an inconsistency because in the original third movie, in Return of the Jedi, Luke says to Leia, do you remember your mother? Your real mother? And she says, yes, I fucking remember that woman. She was always sad. How does she remember her if she died when she was an infant? Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Mic drop.
I think I need more wine.
It's been, I agree. Nullsec, I think we are on a wavelength. I think that there was a lot of potential in those two movies, and if if what's the second one? What's the second one? If number 2 had been number 1 and number 3 had been number 2 and there had been a movie in between where there wasn't bullshit, that would have been fine. That would have been
bullshit,
fine.
guys.
Look, we started this path and there's no getting off it now.
More wine.
I have strong feelings about, but I also will say, like, because I don't like the last 2 movies, I will say, like, they did throw out the canon for the extended universe. Just throw out their throwing out of the canon. Choose your own canon. Choose the things that you like about Star Wars and make them the real Star Wars in your heart. They can't stop you from doing that. They can't unpublish all that stuff.
That's what it's called, the machete order. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh, you guys, I'm probably gonna need more booze by the end of the night.
I will flutter this, but I'm gonna share this with all of you out there in chat land right now. If you haven't seen the last Star Wars movie and you actually want to see it, close your ears for just a moment. This is minorly spoilery. But at the part in the last movie, the newest movie, where Rey has the flashback of, like, all the Jedi, and she stands up and she's like, I'm all the Jedi now. Every time someone refers to that scene, I get that song stuck in my head, and it's like,
every woman.
And I'm like, yeah, that's my headcanon for that. That scene is, you're welcome, I impart this earworm to you. Every time someone refers to that now, it's going to pop into your head.
Jackalope. Yes. Oh yeah, but not actually surprised about that, Nilsa, given the history of the world and old white men having babies long beyond the times that they should be. So let's talk about
the one where Luke dies. Okay, oh my god. I have so many feelings about that movie. And you asked for it, so you're gonna get it. I don't like The Last Jedi because we have to go all the way back to The Empire Strikes Back in order for me to explain this. When I was a kid and I first watched Star Wars, I had really strong feelings about The Empire Strikes Back, which, by the way, is pretty much the perfect movie. There's a part...
Sorry, I just saw that.
There's a part where Luke is trying... Because throughout the movie, Luke keeps trying to leave and go save Leia and Han because he can feel that they're suffering. And Yoda keeps telling him, you shouldn't go, because if you believe in what they fight for, you'll stay here and do your training. And I'm going to tell you something, Yoda was wrong. Yoda was always wrong.
That's what I'm saying, the Jedi are bullshit. They're not good people.
They're usually very good. I always felt like the whole point of Luke leaving was that he understood that the connections that he had with people were part of what made him strong. And I feel like a character who has had that kind of development and realized that the strength to face his father didn't just come from his Jedi training. It came from his connection with Leia and his connection with Han and his love for these people that eventually drove him. I mean, even at the final moment, Luke doesn't kill Darth Vader. Luke doesn't kill the Emperor. He has this total fucking Sailor Moon moment where he turns off the lightsaber and he throws it down and he says, I'm not going to fight with you. And as the Emperor is, come on, it's true.
I know it is true. I just
like
I now have Luke in my head with buns and the long
as the Emperor's pumping Luke through, like, with all this electricity, Luke looks at his father and says, help me. I love you, help me. Even as he knows his father's dying, he drags his father onto this ship and takes his body off him. So the entire point. Cameron probably does have some Star Wars moments in it.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about how he didn't defeat the empire or the emperor by fighting them. He used his connections, he used his love and his belief in people to find the light inside Anakin and change the outcome. A person like that who has had that moment of realization, that moment of understanding that part of the reason why Anakin went astray, and this is why the machete order is so good and important, the reason why Anakin went astray was because he wanted to have connections with people. He loved Padme and he wanted to be with her. He wanted to have a family with her. And the Jedi Council said, no, you can't have connections. You have to be completely severed from everything. I read a really amazing Tumblr post once that talked about how if they had just sent Anakin to teach the kids and let him have connections with all the kids, things would have worked out so much differently. Anakin was hungry for a connection. And Yoda sensed that in him and said that that was dangerous. But they could have used that. If the Jedi had had connections with people, they would have been so much stronger. And so I feel like Luke coming to that realization that the connections that he had made him strong, it makes no sense that somebody like that would abandon his pupils. It makes no sense that he would try to kill one of his pupils, that he would see the dark side and instead of recognizing what happened to his father and how the Jedi were wrong, that he would turn his back on his pupils and run away. He is perpetuating a cycle of harm that he inherently understood was wrong. That reverses character development, and I hate it when character development is reversed. You should always move your characters forward, never backwards. So that's why I didn't like The Last Jedi, and specifically why I didn't like Luke's plotline. Now, I will say when he just showed up out of nowhere to sass the fuck out of Kylo Ren was some of the most awesome movie I've ever seen.
Yeah,
and
that was pretty good.
In that, we would have been fine. But I will also say that
his whole thing makes no sense at all. No.
No sense.
I will agree with you.
Say the subplot where the characters sneak off the ship.
I also don't like him pulling the ship out of the water for Rey. Let's talk about how he had to do that when he was a kid. So, like, that's bullshit. I go for the more simple ideas, guys.
The side quest with Rose and all of that was completely pointless, and that.
Oh, I like the idea of a gray Jedi too, Abner.
I'm gonna go catch up on chat now because I was just.
I know that's.
Yes, Ghost is right when he says that you can do world building in just a couple of sentences. You'd be surprised how much backstory you can impart in 2 or 3 sentences.
Moody teenage yoga.
I will also tell you.
I'm with you, Jackalope.
If you guys want, I will also
100%.
tell you my theory about why they brought Palpatine back, because I totally have a theory for that.
I don't. Oh, you guys.
Yeah,
How is everybody tonight? How are you guys doing tonight? It's Thursday. It's the first-ish and a half second week of July. I don't know what day it is anymore. How are you doing? Tell me how you guys are doing.
It had caught one of Cauliflums's messages in the mod thing, so I let that go through. I don't know why it caught it.
Oh. Thank you. I don't know why that would do that.
My client is literally all of Star Wars. I have to tell you, I really, really thought after The Last Jedi that they were going to create some kind of light-dark duo between Rey and Kylo, and I very desperately wanted that to be a thing.
I did too. I'm not gonna lie, because that's like a whole pagan shit going on then too. I love when people put pagan things in movies.
And And to answer what you had said, Cauliflums, I feel like they had already covered that flaw in the storyline. I would have liked to see them give Luke a new flaw. I would have liked to see them explore new territory with his plot instead of just rehashing something they had already done. The fight scene. Oh, Ghost can tell you why the fight scene in Snoke's throne room was trash if he hasn't already.
Nice. I like that. Staff D&D though. What is that?
Is that
playing the game now?
Yeah, it's basically me and a bunch of guys and the woman in the group.
That's my girl.
I'm gonna try to get one of the other guys' wives to come because she does D&D and she's just burnt out on it. But I'm gonna try to convince her. I'm playing a bard and she is an air genasi or genocide or however you say that.
Oh yeah, D&D is beautiful, isn't it? I have another friend that I've been talking to about his games that he was running up until recently, and his new character that I created, and I'm really jealous because he has like this whole fresh look about things, and I don't. I'm soon to be though, because I'm creating a character for a new campaign for you.
I am putting together a D&D campaign, and I just have to. I've sort of built the world in my head. I just kind of have to write it all down. So I will say my thing. Yes, bards. I'm totally building a support character. My goal with this character is to roll as little as possible because I am so bad at dice rolls.
Yeah.
And I have to actually build my characters in a way that, like, I can't fail every roll. So I'm playing a support bard, and I think it's going to be really amazing. But I will say, as per, like, the Palpatine thing, I think the reason why they brought him back in the opening scrawl instead of, like, in the actual movie is I think the second movie director effed things up so badly that they didn't have a villain. I think Snoke was actually supposed to be the villain in the third movie. And I think the director for the second movie killed him off, and they needed an emergency villain that they could introduce in 5 seconds because they didn't have exposition room. Like, if you look at that last movie, the final Star Wars movie, it is tight, narratively tight. There's almost no secondary plot lines. There's almost no like character development for the side characters. It is every second is exposition. Every second is important. They had to do a movie and a half in one movie. So they needed a villain that they could be like, Palpatine, one name, an entire however many movies of backstory. We don't have to expose it. Great, wonderful. That's my theory, bless you, as to why they brought Palpatine back. I don't think it was a good idea, but I think that they had no choice. I think they had to do it.
Oh.
Am I missing chat stuff?
The thing Abner said about Han taking his own life.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I definitely
think... That's an interesting idea. I really would like to mull that around a little bit, actually.
I think there could have been a little more to that scene than what they did with it.
I know. That scene was so... Like, we all love Han Solo. We universally adore Han Solo, and they throw him out like trash, like in not a scene that's worth it. Like,
it's like they kind of like this idea of throwing out the Star Wars movies and remaking them. They kind of blew their shot. They don't have Leia anymore. They've already promised that they won't have anyone else play her, so they wouldn't be able to do anything with her. Mark Hamill might be on board because he's back on the screen, but they're getting old, these guys. We're talking about...
That's funny, Jackalope.
Having a lot of opinions.
I once played a character out of... Well, I didn't play her. I created a character in World of Warcraft after a character in the Dragonlance, the Chronicles series. I don't know if anybody has read those in the chat, but there is a character called Boo Poo that is a small person that's like a magic person, but she carries around a dead rat and and like lives in the sewer. And I loved her intensely, so I made a character in WoW that was a gnome with a rat. And I love making characters like that. And also, like you were saying about coming full circle around to your warrior. My first character for like my first series RP, Maggie, you were there, was a half orc barbarian. Do you remember her?
Your first thing that you did with her was whore her out on the street to make more money so we could buy more things.
And thusly, you now know Flutter fully.
That was, we were like 15, and that was our first serious D&D thing.
You know, I was 15.
I just wonder how serious it really was.
I mean, come on, it was. It was the first time that I ever actually had drawn up an actual character and played them with dice.
True,
and did a
true. It was the first time I had done it too.
That was a serious game, if you ask me. Like, just because it's not like as intense and crazy and long as all of these other games.
No, it's not about necessarily the intensity. I just don't know at age 15 how seriously we were taking it, but.
Oh yeah, Ghost. I haven't read those books in a very long time. I need to go back and do it again, apparently.
I will say that Ghost hasn't said this in chat, but he felt very strongly that the new Star Wars movies were very Disney-fied, and he could tell from a lot of the way that they handled certain moments that it was very Disney, and he had not necessarily an aversion to that, but he noticed it. First thing you do is sleep around for money. Yeah, we were level 1, I mean, and we were upset about the fact that we had like
any doubt about what kind of character I play.
We were upset that we only had like 5 gold because we wanted magic items. We were promised magic items, but you don't get.
Had that kind of quirk.
Yeah, you don't get magic items at level 1, so you're like, okay, how can we make more money? And Flutter was like, I know, let's go to the street corner.
Let's do the thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and reread them, Ghost, because I read them a very long time ago, and I was really a baby in the fantasy world when I read them, so I bet I would think differently.
So, raise your hand in the chat. Some of the characters
are really, really great in those books, though, actually.
Raise your hand in the chat if you've read The Dark Tower by Stephen King, all unholy 7 books of it.
Not me.
Is anyone here in the same boat as me and read like 50,000 pages? Because I want to tell you that the Dark Tower movie is the most like focus grouped movie I have ever seen. It is so generic.
First book, man.
It is so generic. There's nothing.
No, they do that to all of these movies. This is why nothing is good in movies anymore. They need to make series out of them.
I mean, I will tell you
then it's dangerous territory. But
I'll tell you exactly what they took out of the Dark Tower books and put in that movie. They took the name Roland and Roland's guns and the little quote thing that they say, the gunslinger's oath. That's it. That's all that made it from the books into that movie. It was the most.
That sounds like a super fun campaign, Jackalope. Let me know if you actually like start to run it, because I may be down. If you wouldn't mind me.
You basically want to run Magic Knight Raiders as a D&D campaign. I would be in on that
on my stream. Let's compete with Critical Role, guys. I want to get
90,000 people watching their stream last week. We're a little behind. But if you can find something to run it, I would definitely be in.
Yeah. I would adore doing that. I'm not going to lie. I would. get nowhere, but I don't care.
that some of the Dark Tower books are worth reading. The last one's definitely not. Don't read the 7th book. Read the Wikipedia summary of the 7th book. Borrow the 7th book from the library and read the last, 2 chapters, but don't read the rest of it.
That may be workable, Jackalope. You should get on my Discord and send me a message, and we'll talk about it and see if we can't get something moving. Although, honestly, I have to be completely honest with everybody, okay? So, we are slated to move relatively soon, and I will be away for probably at least a month while we get our house and ourselves moved, and even then it might be temporary housing. So I'm going to make sure I take my computer and stuff and set up for streaming in the meantime, but I will probably be not around for the next I don't know, couple of months. I mean, not yet. I'm not leaving yet. I'm just giving you guys heads up that there's gonna be a gap.
Yeah, and if we wanna, we can figure out scheduling when it comes to you. I'm always up for D&D.
Send me a message and we'll talk about it because I would love to do that.
Speaking of D&D, are you looking forward to getting up at the Abs Crack of Dawn this Saturday?
No.
For our other
game? I want to do the story, yes, but getting up in the Ass Crack of Dawn is not something I ever look forward to.
I have handwritten notes.
Oh. Who made who? What? Yes.
There we go. That's our campaign for Saturday.
AC/DC, how I love thee. Let me count the ways. Big balls, yeah.
I'll tell you something. Yes. I named my house on the Minecraft server after an AC/DC song.
Yes. I am...
I don't know if anyone caught that.
For AC/DC, guys, I love... Oh, She's Got the Jack! The concert for the live version, the dirty version of She's Got the Jack. Way better.
I mean, I assumed that it would be 5e. 5e is pretty easy.
Yes.
Are we actually going to play?
I guess we should probably play since I put it on the thing as a playing thing. All right,
I gotta reset my screens. If there's anything else you want me to go on a rant about, just put it in the chat. I can play and rant at the same time. I'm quick at it.
All right, we're in the game. We have no idea what we're doing, probably.
Here's the thing, though, and this is something that gets batted around in the writing community a lot. If you make something that's very generic to catch the widest net, it's probably actually going to be a much bigger failure than if you make something for a specific audience. Because things for a specific audience sell better.
I agree. I agree with you, but I think that the movie industry are a bunch of idiots that don't see that. So
I know, but that's
I agree, Colflums. I think that's what the problem is.
That's the problem that the movie industry is having right now. There's an egg in that chest, not mayonnaise, but an egg. Do we need that egg for something?
Yeah, we're keeping some eggs for the thing. Hold on. We need those eggs.
But if they would just make things that were were for, an audience or whatever, then they would have less problems because they would have more people interested in that. If you do something well for a small audience, you can make more money off of that than doing nothing well for a large audience, because then no one's gonna care.
I don't even, guys, listen. I love D&D and all that goes with it. I love playing. I love rolling characters and doing RP and having lots of fun. I have virtually no idea which systems I've used.
You've mostly used Dungeons and Dragons. What we use for Dark Space is All Flesh Must Be Eaten, which I'm not a huge fan of.
I make people pate, right, Wolf? That's what I do. That's what I do. So
I actually have much more knowledge of different systems than experience. I haven't actually played most systems. I just know about them. I really like Fate. Fate is really good. It's a really good system. I will say D&D isn't my favorite because it's harder to counter bad luck, and I have bad luck, and so I have to build my characters around the fact that I have bad luck, which is a bit frustrating. In our Dark Space campaign, Ghost is always like floored by the fact that I have like plus 12 in certain stats, but it's because I pour all of my XP into like 2 stats. So my characters will always succeed at
plus 12 in certain stats, and that's why I always succeed on those rolls.
The characters will always succeed at 2 things and never succeed at anything else. If Bez needs to shoot a gun, she's fucked. She can't hit with a gun to save her life.
Yep.
She can hack and she can blow things up. She can't punch anything. She can't kick anything. She can't shoot anything. She couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
No, you're absolutely, you're right, Call of Flumps. I mean, that's how they're running things. It's pretty terrible. It does make me sad as well. There's a lot of other things that are governed by those same rules. I was actually discussing the other day how certain princesses in the Disney umbrella are not actually part of the official Disney princess lineup because it's all a marketing campaign. And so like there's all kinds of stuff that leaks into. And it's terrible. It's just yeah, it's awful. Yes. Smaller studios pictures are actually very good, and I do highly recommend watching some like indie films and like smaller directors things because they're thoughtful and very, very deep in stuff usually. There are not some pretty terrible ones probably, but I usually run into ones that are
a huge miscellaneous rant.
Yeah,
that does describe the way I have conversations, basically.
Right.
I can rant about other things if you guys would like. Have you pet
Hi,
Liam?
Dragon! I'm so sorry I missed you coming in. I saw you followed earlier today. Thank you so much for that. Welcome. Welcome to my chat.
Oh, you pet him already. He's all happy.
I agree, Nullsec. There are very good movies out there, but you gotta be... And honestly, like, for me personally, I take different kinds of movies, and I appreciate them in different ways. I know that some movies are utter trash, but I still love them for their own reasons. So,
Can I just tell you that I love the original Judge Dredd, even though it is objectively an awful movie, but I will watch it every time it's on some stupid TV channel at midnight because I love it for no reason that I can explain. It's so bad, but I love it.
Dragon, I went on your channel and I watched a couple of minutes of some of your streams and I saw your designs and I know that you're a person I like, so that's why I followed you back today. That's for sure a thing.
I like dragons, so I already know that I will get along with you because it's me.
Oh, my inventory is full. John Carter.
Oh, I love John Carter. Oh my god, have you read the books?
Wait,
There's a book
is that
series.
the Keanu Reeves guy that like is crazy and amazing?
I don't know if he's the Keanu Reeves guy, but he's crazy
Reeves?
and amazing.
Is it Keanu Reeves, this John Carter? Is that who that is? Please tell me
John
that's
Carter
who I'm
is not.
of.
No, Keanu Reeves is not John Carter.
Who is he?
He's
the
some
other
guy.
See, I don't know any. I don't know who these people.
I don't know his
actually
name.
are.
Can I just tell you? There's an entire like that is based on an old sci-fi series called A Princess of Mars. It's amazing. That is like my.
We should get together and talk about overlays because I am gonna revamp all of mine. So I want some
oh my god,
ideas.
the escalator part. We always when we watch that movie rewind the escalator part. We watch it like 4 times.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm thinking about different things than you guys are.
I kind of, as a writer, have to judge things critically, whether I like it or not. But I also do, like, if it entertains me and is garbage, I don't care that it's garbage because
Can I get? Do you think I can get there?
A spot in my heart for really bad like movies.
Thanks, Jackalope. We'll definitely talk about that. Oh, I was getting ready for the festival. It's Tuesday. Okay. I
even said you were going to freak out during the next session. I have to watch Starship Troopers. I've heard so many good things about it. I've never actually... Every time I try to watch that movie, something comes up or I fall asleep and I don't actually get to see it.
Big Trouble, Princess... I haven't seen any of these things.
Have we not watched Trouble in Little China with you? We gotta change that.
No.
That movie's hilarious. Kurt Russell movie. I love all the Kurt Russell movies. Escape from New York.
Starship Troopers is legit. I love it.
Escape from New York and Escape from LA are amazing.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I don't know. I don't see all of the movies other people see. I see.
But you love Battery. Not Batteries Not Included. What's that one with that stupid robot that you love that I hated?
Short Circuit. Johnny number 5. Listen, I'm wearing a Breakfast Club t-shirt. How could I not love Johnny number 5?
I mean, I love the Breakfast Club.
Yes, Flums. I have very fond spots in my heart. I've wandered around the farm and done nothing today.
We only saw that movie because my mother-in-law bought it because she was like, this looks like a fun movie. That was how we saw Snakes on a Plane too, to be honest. She was like,
Johnny number 5?
Yeah, he must, because he said Short Circuit, and then he said
adorable. No, but Short Circuit, listen, I feel like I showed you that movie before that, though.
I'm not saying you didn't see it before that, though. You saw it with me.
No,
there.
Short Circuit I've known since I was a kid.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Batteries Not Included we saw a lot when we were younger.
I've seen both of them since forever.
I don't believe that.
Well, believe it. Because it's true.
I don't do horror. Ghost would be really pleased if he had somebody to watch horror movies with, because I just can't handle horror. But I did like Escape from New York and Escape from LA. Those movies were a special kind of terrible. And actually, Solid Snake from the Metal Gear Solid series is partially based on the character, Kurt Russell's characters from those movies. I picked up like 3 things today. That's really gonna level up my. Go me. I mean, they're both bad in their own special way, let's be honest.
I haven't seen any of these movies. I've seen like the majority of Halloween and possibly a bunch of The Thing.
It was funny. It was stupid, but it was funny.
Wait, Halloween?
I like it in the same way I liked Escape from New York, which is a bit more hurtful.
No, but see, the thing is that I have no appreciation for, I have some appreciation for, in the right context, when I'm in the right mood, for certain types of humor. And that one is just not mine.
Oh, can we talk about a bad movie that was really good? What was it? Oh, what is it? That movie we went to see with The Rock and Jason Statham.
Oh, yeah. I haven't...
It's in that franchise that we don't watch, Fast and the Furious.
Oh, yeah, we haven't seen that one yet.
I
want to see that one.
That movie was fucking amazing. It was hilarious. Yeah. I've never seen any Fast and Furious movies, but I loved that movie. It was so funny.
Oh, I was talking about Halloween. I don't care for that. What was the NASCAR movie that we watched when I came to live with you guys for a month over Christmas? I really don't like. There are a couple of Adam Sandler kind of films that I can handle because of their whatever, but like for the most part, really immature humor does not.
I don't like a lot of those Will Ferrell movies, but Talladega Nights was hilarious. If you know anything about NASCAR culture, that movie was hilarious.
Nulsec, I will tell you, I am a sometimes horror watcher. It depends on the kind of horror it is. I prefer to during the day and then do lots of things that make me happy. But I do have really terrible nightmares if some movies, like for instance, I would call Seven, the movie with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, a psychological like horror movie. And that hurt for a while after I watched it, but I loved that movie.
I will say
I don't like jump scare movies for the sake of jump scare movies. It has to be something that's good, and it has to be maybe something that I like. My husband used to make me watch, what was that? The Following with Kevin Bacon, the TV show that he made.
See, I have this odd fascination with horror in that every now and then I get really interested in a horror movie, but if I watch a horror movie, I won't sleep for a week. I really want to watch that one that's about the Winchester Mansion. I'm so curious about it. I've actually like studied Sarah Winchester, and I'm very, very fascinated by that.
Yeah, David Fincher definitely, for sure, no seg. I agree. There are very, very good horror movies, but I'm not like a really, I can appreciate the older horror movies, like the Alfred Hitchcock version horror movies, because of the film things that they were at the time. And
I hadn't seen these in a while. Have you, like,
there are movies, I like horror movies that are aesthetically pleasing. I like horror movies that like things are beautiful you can't take your eyes off of. I don't like
Oh my god, did you see Crimson Peak?
Crap like that. What?
Did you see Crimson Peak? Is that what it's called?
No,
the Guillermo del Toro one? Oh my god, that Tom Hiddleston. It's really good.
No, Tom Hiddleston is in it. Oh,
Tom Hiddleston's in it. It is a horror movie, but it is. I watched that one. It was within my threshold.
Humor ones that I have not seen that I have learned recently that I can tolerate a very finite amount. Like for instance, my husband forced me to watch Zombieland last year for the first time. And
Zombieland is great, though.
It is great. I love Woody Harrelson and everything that he does. So Pan's Labyrinth is beautiful. I love Pan's Labyrinth.
It's amazing. I like The Shining. I've never had a problem watching The Shining. Oh yeah, my house is
Guillermo del Toro could do anything, and I would worship before him. I think he's got the best kind of picture in his head of things. I know he's like beautiful mind kind of person. Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. Yeah.
My house is so big.
Oh. Well-designed monsters. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you. I was like, what? No, that sounds great. Cabin in the Woods. Is that the one with Johnny Depp?
I've never seen that one, and I don't think I can watch that one. Basically, Ghost finds out if I can watch one, and then tells me if he thinks that I can handle it. And if he thinks I can handle it, then I watch it.
With Johnny Depp. It wasn't Cabin in the Woods. It was something else.
The
Cube. The Cube fucking fucked me up for like a while, man.
Have I seen The Cube? I don't think I've seen The Cube. I saw The Cell, which was fucked up.
The Cube I watched with a friend who liked to do the thing. Oh, and Alien. Like we watched Signs. It was Signs, and the sound that the aliens made. She used to be able to make it, and it freaked me the hell. Those kinds of like.
Oh no! I can't do Event Horizon. I saw 5 minutes of that movie, and it fucked me up. That is a no for me. I can't do that. Child. Rob loves friggin' Event Horizon.
Dragon! I know we were talking about the Cabin in the Woods, the comedy thing that... Oh, yes! I did just recently watch that at the insistence of a friend of mine, and I'm so glad that they insisted because it was hilarious. It was so good.
I took one of the honeys. Was that okay? Was I not supposed to touch it? I took one of the honeys.
Take the honeys. I don't care. I'm literally just standing here chatting with people.
We can quit the game if you don't want to do the game today. We played 5 minutes of the game.
I've still got the eggs in my inventory from yesterday. I didn't even...
No, I don't want to eat the corn. What the heck?
Well, why did I do it like that? I know, Flums. I feel like that is what we should have done in the first place. you know, Meg asked me before
We
we
can
got on
just
stream
switch to
if I
just
wanted to do
chatting.
Stardew
We can
Valley
just
or...
we can just quit the game and not save the day and just like we can do that. If you quit right now, it'll just kick me out of the game and we can just talk the whole time.
We could do that. We're not doing anything really. Would you guys mind that? I'm sure you at this point.
I feel like he just told you to basically do it, so I don't know why he would mind if he told you to do it.
I don't even know what I just I can't save it though. So we'd have to start this day over.
No, it'll restart the day when we're not
right.
We haven't exactly done this day, so just quit the game.
All right,
there you go.
You guys, I don't have bigger chat. I've been meaning to make just chatting screens. I don't think I have just chatting.
Didn't you do an overlay for us in case we were gonna do it? That one.
I was working on it, and do you know that I got affiliate and then had to make an emoji, and then like everything just kind of.
Oh, I got affiliate, and then like everything was going well, and I hated it.
Has turned on its head for me, so I'm just trying to keep up, man. Clearly not doing a great job of it. Look, there's a big picture of us in the middle. You can imagine us talking out of those mouths instead.
I would love to do a movie night. Oh my god, though, you know the movie that Flutter would love to share with everyone that we probably can't do on Twitch because it has boobies? Is Heavy Metal. That movie.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys, has anybody please raise your hand if you have seen the movie Heavy Metal?
Yeah, or Flutter, we could do Lady Hawk. Lady Hawk!
Let's do a Lady Hawk watch along sometime, guys. Please. Yes! Heavy Metal rules! Yes, Nullsec!
Amazing.
Sorry, getting excited. I love that movie so much. The Color Out of Space? Yay! Abner has seen it?
Yes!
Yes, Nullsec!
Yes! Oh, do it on Discord. Okay, yeah, because if you can show boobies, then we can totally do a Heavy Metal one. The double feature that we used
I just recently saw that I could do like movies with Amazon Prime. I don't know that they have Lady Hawk, but
I don't know. But the double feature we always used to do was Heavy Metal and Lady Hawk. It's a very bizarre combination, but it works for us. It basically defines us. I was giving this girl the Stars and Stripes forever. Yes. Yes.
Right? Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm like, you guys are. I put my chat above my screen, and now here I am. Oh, sorry, Megan.
Very bizarre. Is that the one with the goat, the talking goat?
I'm sure it's really universal flumps. I think that that's something that happens because I was just totally like, oh my god, it happened. Now I have to have things done. And like all of the things. I got like really wrapped around the axle for a minute. And
yeah. Well, no, I was just trying to make sure I was remembering which movie it was.
I know. You did try to warn me, and I did thank you for that because I wouldn't have even gotten it done this fast if I hadn't.
Can I tell you, though, like, that's my experience with all of my book releases, too. It's like, okay, I set a date and I wrote a book. Oh, shit, now there's 10 million other things that I have to do.
Dragon, for sure. Dragon is coming up on it, actually, right? Because you have, how many? I feel like it was like 43 or something like that. It'll go fast, dude. You're going to get it really quick. But
I really
definitely. You were closer than that, maybe. I don't know. Maybe you have more than, oh, yeah. That's right. Okay, so I was, yes. Cool. You'll be there soon, man. It'll be amazing. But get an emote. That's
Get an emote so you can message your best friend and stress out about how the emote looks and how you should frame the emote and what am I even doing? Should I just start over?
This girl. Yes. So The Witch, I'm sorry guys, the chat's going so quickly. What about The Witch that you love?
It's a really messed up horror movie. Well, it's kind of messed up, yeah. I didn't see it, but Ghost told me the plot. I don't think you'd like it.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's in our thresholds of horror. I think you'd be interested in it, in like what it's doing, but I don't know that you and I could watch it and be okay.
I mean, it depends if we cushioned it with enough good things.
If we got like super drunk and didn't give a shit, we could make
that's it. We just get crazy trashed, and then it won't
crazy trashed, yeah.
And then we'll know it so that we can actually watch it sober sometime if we understand it already.
I love how somehow the chat has become about horror movies. Neither of us actually
we don't
can
even
watch
like horror movies, really.
We both have husbands that love horror movies, but neither of us can watch them. So we're just basically like, yep, I haven't seen that. Okay, yep, haven't seen that.
Oh, I bet you I won't like that movie. Oh, I see, Ghost. Okay, well, all right. Yeah.
I think it's the repression, but that's just me.
Listen, though, I have a whole other idea of New England in the 1600s, and I understand the time period that was in, but I'm very, very deeply rooted in that moment in time in the American history. So the way that they portray things is a real, like, on or off switch for me on those kinds of things.
I don't think you would handle that movie.
I don't think I probably would either. Honestly, witches as portrayed like that in that time they just make me angry.
Well, I don't even know. You don't even know if the person is actually a witch or if they're all just like imagining things are going back.
The implication is there.
The implication is there, yeah.
Oh, congratulations, Dragon. I was very surprised to wake up and see that you had followed me earlier, without me even being online.
So while we were talking about like crazy old movies, who is on the Mad Max bandwagon and who has actually sat through the original Mad Max, not Road Warrior,
all of them,
but the original Mad Max with toe cutters? All 70 hours, feels like.
And thank you for following me, Dragon. Oh, yeah.
Tokara. So, fun fact for anybody who hasn't seen the original Mad Max, the guy who plays Immortan Joe played Toe Cutter in the original Mad Max. Different character. Oh my gosh, that's such a cute emote,
yeah,
Dragon.
I love it.
I loved Fury Road. I will watch that movie all day, every day. It was so good.
Fury Road was really, really good. Yeah, I agree. The original, Flumps. It's worth investing in the originals just to see them just once. You probably won't watch them more than that because they're really.
Road Warrior is rewatchable. Road Warrior is really good.
The first
Thunderdome is a one-time, and the original is a one-time.
The original is really because they're very roughed around the edges, and
I will say Thunderdome was directed by somebody else. George Miller only did the one scene in that.
Yeah.
But the original Mad Max is really important to watch if you want to understand the character.
Yeah, the original Mad Max makes a whole difference to the whole series, and I'm glad that I started with it because I would have had no respect for the rest of the series otherwise.
It feels like a slog the first time you watch it because it's very slow moving.
Very slow, very rough around the edges, but like super important to the whole franchise.
It explains why he is the way he is in the rest of the movies. It's very important.
Yeah.
Road Warrior is cool. Yeah, Road Warrior is very rewatchable.
Yes. Yeah, I agree, Ghost. I would watch Thunderdome more than Mad Max because Mad Max is just slow. It's very, very slow.
It's very slow. Yeah. Thunderdome is just like
when are we watching Mad Max together? Abner, I think this is great.
Oh, that would
just start a movie night. We should have a bi-weekly movie night.
We could do them in sequence too. Like we could watch the whole series.
Yeah. But we're doing Lady Hawk first. Lady Hawk will be the first movie.
Lady Hawk. Yeah. Well, we should try to. If we could do that heavy metal Lady Hawk double feature.
There's an issue for me with heavy metal as far as like being able to.
Oh yeah.
Make
There's
sure
one scene where we have
our
eyes, But well, if we're doing
age
it on
verification and stuff, I don't know if that's like I don't want to get
Discord.
in trouble for.
Calplum said we could do it on Discord, but
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, I mean, when I say it's slow, I mean, I felt the same way about 2001: A Space Odyssey. Like, it's very when there's lulls in the movie where you're like, okay, is something going to happen? Heavy metal.
I think Discord is definitely the move, Nullsec. I will look at what kinds of trouble I might get into depending on what kinds of movies that I do that with. But I will definitely look into it. Definitely, I agree. I am 100% that Lady Hawk will be the first one because it is my movie. It is the movie for me.
I actually agree with you, Ghost. I think you're right. I think that in the first Mad Max movie, everyone has basically like become part of a gang, and the police are like, they've named themselves after the police, but I don't think they're actually like legit because they call themselves road warriors. Nice. I don't think they're legit police. 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'm glad I watched that movie once, but I'd never watched it again. Yeah, I'd never watched it again.
Invest a lot of time into it.
Also, that scene where the computer is singing Daisy and just like that freaks me the hell out.
We had a computer. It wasn't a computer. I think it was like a battery backup or something for a while that had the red circle for a light on the front of it, and we called it Hal, and then our computers crashed and we lost everything. And I was like, well, that teaches us.
This is a story from my mother-in-law, right? Because she's seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then when she was working at a place, she's really tech savvy. But she works with people who are like less tech savvy, and so she made some offhand comment this one time, like her computer was doing something weird, and she was like, "Oh, my computer got infected by Hal," right? Because she had seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, and then a few weeks later, her coworker started having problems with her computer, so she called the IT department and said, "Yeah, I think I got the Hal virus."
Like, oh, really? You should probably abandon ship then.
That's cool, Abner. I actually didn't know that. That's pretty cool. It's a very powerful scene, I will say.
Yeah, I do remember that, Abner, actually. I feel like I did think about that when it happened. The computer singing thing also reminds me that I need to play Portal like as soon as I get my new system going.
And yeah, I agree with you. But they're not like police anymore. They're another gang, but they were originally police, so they have like the headquarters and like the riot gear and whatnot.
Oh my goodness, you guys!
I can't let you do that, Dave.
Oh, you know what I should do is, I don't know if I can
Joel, Mike, or Jonah? I don't understand that question.
I can do it here. Oh my god.
Oh, that's a mystic question. Okay. I forgot Wolf is a huge fan of that. I've never seen it, actually.
What is it? Oh.
Mystery Science Theater.
Yes. I haven't seen much of that, actually. I think I've seen...
I've seen like 3 seconds of it. I'm not gonna lie. I've never actually watched an episode of it.
No. Yeah, I haven't done that. And not the more recent one.
So this is random, but I'll tell you the story of how I almost wasn't... Hi, Vinyl. I'll tell you the story of how I almost missed being a Star Trek fan. Because you'd never believe it now because I'm a huge geek. But when I was younger, I wasn't as into that sort of stuff. And the very first time that I turned on an episode of Star Trek, it was that episode where Picard dies and he goes to the like all white space and Q shows up and is like, hey, I could let you like redo your life. And he's like, okay, well, there was this time I did something really stupid when I was a kid, so it'd be cool if I didn't end up with a fake heart. And it was really like bizarre and weird and silly. So I was like, this is stupid. And I just didn't watch.
Never embarrassing, Nelson. Never embarrassing.
No, never embarrassing. And I just avoided Star Trek for a long time. But then there was one night where there was like nothing on TV, and I was flipping through the channels, and another episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation was on, and it was the episode where Data makes his own child. And it's actually a very deep and meaningful episode, and I was completely like transfixed by it.
Right, Flumps?
So I ended up I ended up really falling in love with it, and I went through and watched the whole series, and that was when I realized that episode just has a really weird beginning, the one with Picard and Q.
I am so ignorant. No,
don't. Sorry, I think it's
guys.
amazing.
I don't even know what these things are.
I'll tell you my favorite episode of Star Trek, and you tell everyone the name of it. Is the episode where Data gets there's like this artifact and it downloads like a whole civilization into Data, and he makes the mask. Yep, he makes the mask and he like takes on all those personas, and at the end the only thing that's left is the mask. Bless you. I love that episode. It's so amazing.
Oh, that's beautiful, Abner. I love it. I think that is
the lizard person with the rocks. Yeah. I actually saw like the original Star Trek much later, like as an adult, and I really appreciate it now. But I think if it had been the first Star Trek I had seen, I don't think I would like it as much.
I saw bits and pieces of it when I was growing up, and I've seen bits and pieces of it as an adult. I've never watched the whole thing through as like one big thing. I really should, though. I really want to. Yeah. That's basically it, Dragon. You just go with whatever the people that are in the room with you are choosing on TV. That's my whole thing.
I will say there's a really, because I have the like anniversary editions of the original Star Trek on DVD, like that they went back and remastered. And there's commentary, like there's interviews with the actors and stuff. So there's this really interesting story that Nichelle Nichols, is that her name?
Nichelle.
Is it Nichelle? Okay, I was like, am I just drunkenly
Nichelle Nichols, yeah.
Wrong? But so she
was
and
amazing.
She was amazing. She and William Shatner told a story because they had the first biracial kiss on TV, and so they told the story of how that came to be, and it was that they had written. We'll get to that comment in a moment, Colin.
I knew that was going to get her going.
We will get to that in a moment. But anyway, they had basically written that episode to have the kiss, and it's a very pivotal moment in the episode. I think
Flumps might have a heart attack on you, dude.
They had the one where they try to determine if Data is property is amazing. But anyway, so they had written the episode with the biracial kiss, and they knew that the censors were going to come down and try to get it to not be a thing because they still had to go through the TV censors back then. Right. And it was a really pivotal moment in the episode, so they all wanted it to happen. Otherwise, because the censors were like telling them that they had to film it with the kiss and without the kiss. And they didn't want it to go to air without the kiss because it was so important. So what happened was William Shatner spent the whole day faffing around and being like, can we reshoot the kiss again? I think I can do it better. Until they only had time to do one non-kiss scene. And shit you not, apparently they did it without the kiss, and he looked into the camera and made a horrible face so they couldn't use it. And that was why that episode went.
Because, yeah.
Okay, so First Contact is amazing. Who's like, Califomps what? First Contact is amazing.
Oh, you
Also,
guys.
what they did with Picard, like having him have a traumatic reaction to a traumatic thing in his past.
I think that Picard was pretty good, actually. I think there were some things with it that I got really, really, really upset about, like the magic tool that could fix anything that they never used to fix everything.
Oh,
like that's crap. But
that we had a whole discussion about that magical.
But it's true. Like that was the whole episode. I was thinking, use the thing, use the thing. Why aren't you using the thing?
Actually, being like, use the thing. It's right there. Just sink it to his head and imagine
pick it up and use it. Oh my god, you guys.
So I liked Generations. I really liked it. All the other TNG movies are shit. I will give you that. But there are 2 good TNG movies. Can we not?
Flumps, though, but just because he drinks tea and quotes Shakespeare doesn't mean he can't be an action star. I really feel like 3-dimensional characters belong in action movies.
I don't understand. Like, First Contact is an amazing movie. It's so good.
Yeah,
and
okay,
also,
he might have been a little bit old for those kinds of actions. I might agree with some of that. But he was trained in Starfleet. Let's talk about how if a Navy SEAL was attacked in his own home, he would defend himself and, like, go apeshit on people. He might not win because, like, he's old and broken, like, brittle, but, like... I don't know.
I didn't like Kirk's death either, but I think the whole point of that movie was for him to die, so...
Oh my god.
I don't know. The First Contact is I feel like it's a really poignant thing. I will say my favorite movie is The Wrath of Khan. I feel like The Wrath of Khan is peak Star Trek. It's like the ultimate, it's everything that Star Trek should be is The Wrath of Khan. I feel like it's the ultimate, like if I was going to tell someone, if you could only ever watch one Star Trek thing and I had to pick, like, what's the one Star Trek thing that you would tell someone to watch, it would be The Wrath of Khan.
Megan got me to watch it for the very first time this last summer, actually.
Yeah, I can't believe that was the whole movie.
The Klingon episodes, yes.
I will
agree
say
with you, Nullsec. Picard has been more martial than we know.
I think very close second, The Undiscovered Country is the second best.
I kind of understand that sentiment, Cauliflums, with them making him into a sort of Kirk. I agree that there is a certain amount of that. I think that they were trying to what they were doing with that was really trying to meld the kind of 2 different crowds that love Star Trek. That love Star Trek and get them something that they both could enjoy equally, and giving Picard a little bit more action sequence I feel like isn't unwarranted. He would have been trained military of some sort.
Are we talking about The First Contact still, or are we talking about the Picard TV show? I need to know.
I was talking the TV show. I don't know.
Yeah, I need to know in order to place what Cauliflums is about to say in context. My only issue with Star Trek 3 is that it erases everything they did in Star Trek 2. There, I went there. I love
it. There. This is good. I love this. This would be vital. Can you imagine getting together? We would just have a grand time, I think. All of us. Ghost and Megan and me and Flutterhubs and you guys. That would be so much fun.
Drinks and a chat. That would be like so
It's all good, girl.
Just make sure he tells me if we're talking about First Contact or Picard, because my answer might be different if it's depending on which one we're talking about.
Picard TV? Like Picard TV, like, series? That's what I'm talking about.
Picard in First Contact is still relatively young. I mean, if you consider the life expectancy of someone in the Star Trek universe, well into their, like, century. I mean, he was in, what, his late 30s? That's not, I mean, I know. Let me tell
I
you,
don't think I've seen
freaking,
this
I'm
movie.
reading.
We would
I'm
have
reading
grand time.
Romance. I'm reading Romance of the Three Kingdoms, and there's a character in there who's 60 years old and just kicks ass. Like,
Oh
they
yeah.
talk about him.
Excuse me. My 82-year-old dance teacher who smoked like a chimney could have kicked anybody's ass that's in this room right now, which is admittedly just
like,
me, but I'm including you guys in that too. That's okay, Vinyl. I'll be sitting with you. We can drink together in the background and let them all have the argument.
Wait, though, but you're completely forgetting the fact that the Borg kidnapped him and assimilated him and forced him to be something he wasn't so that they could use him to assimilate all of humanity. Can you imagine how fucking traumatic that would be?
Oh yeah, no, I'm with her on this one.
Stripped away from you to destroy the exact thing that you spent your entire career trying to protect? Picard is obsessed.
This picture could be all of us by now. That's all I'm saying.
Picard is obsessed with destroying the Borg because they used him. How do I really feel? Well, in my next book, written in.
Yes, Vinyl. I am 1,000,000% on your team here.
But let me postulate this to you, Cauliflumps. The point of the way Picard acts in First Contact is that he goes too far. He has that whole speech about we must draw the line here and no further. But the point isn't that he's right. The point is that he's wrong. He's gone way too far. He's let his obsession with destroying the Borg get into his head, and he can't see past the tunnel. The point of First Contact is that Picard's critical flaw is that he can't. No other movies exist after this one. This is the last one. The critical flaw is that
that was where you hit the No, there are no other movies. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I can't speak of them.
Exactly. That's the line.
That's the whole point, is that he does go too far, and they need to rein him in. They need to make him see that he's making mistakes because he has tunnel vision. And I do think they deal with that in Picard, the TV show. I do think he has moments where he's faced with the Borg and his experience and how it has changed.
I think that they do a pretty good job with that. In fact, I love 7 of 9. She's amazing.
But you know what? They didn't. At the end of Voyager, she was totally supposed to marry Chakotay. Is she married?
My favorite Star Trek movie is Galaxy Quest. Yes, Ghost! I am with you! Absolutely, all the way. Alan Rickman can rule the day.
But Picard can't be always right. Like, no one's always right all the time. And even in Picard, they had him, like, it starts out with him having done the wrong thing.
No, you're right, Cauliflums. He is framed as always right, and I don't think that that's a right thing to do.
I don't think that Picard was right in that movie, though. I think that they reined him in, and I mean, yes, he won. I
can agree with the idea, though, that Picard thinks that Picard is always right, and he never changes through the whole series.
Well, that was the point of the beginning of Picard, was that he thought that he was so big that if he said, I'm going to quit, they would just do what he said, and they didn't. They called his bluff. And then instead of trying to actually do something...
I have heard about that, Ghost. Yes. I love 7 of 9.
I heard about that, too. Yeah. But, again... She was supposed to marry Chakotay at the end of Voyager. Where's Chakotay? What happened with her?
The whole thing. I don't know. She's like a whole vigilante person. But look how excited she gets about this stuff, guys.
I'll tell you what, Cauliflums. I will rewatch the movie because it's actually been several years since I saw it. I will rewatch the movie with that in mind, and I will get back to you on if I agree with that, because I am. Disclaimer, I am working on I haven't seen that movie in a while. So
we could do a Star Trek series too if we want to.
Yeah.
On the...
I think we're like compiling a list of things that we need to watch.
Just
it's amazing because
it gets so big so fast though.
And then we could get like drinks and discuss it afterwards. That would be amazing.
Would you all be into a couple of day series in which we watch segments of Gone with the Wind? I won't even make you watch it all in one sitting, which is crime in my opinion, but
yeah, I think what Milsek said is I think that the whole idea is that they succeed as a crew rather than one person succeeding. I can't even actually talk about the other TNG movies because I don't even actually remember them, except for the part where Riker goes. This is Ghost's favorite thing in any movie ever. When Riker goes to manually control.
I knew you'd agree with me on that one.
When Riker goes manually control the Enterprise and the joystick rises up out of the floor and it's literally a joystick. We watched that and he just killed himself laughing. We had to pause the movie because he laughed so hard.
Absolutely. We are not... If we do movie nights, I can't promise you guys it's gonna be all sci-fi. I'm starting with a medieval fantasy set with 80s like synthesizer music, and it's beautiful.
I love Lady Hawk.
No, Worf isn't a coward.
Yes, Cauliflums, that's exact. And then a joystick rises up out of the floor.
You sexy sax music.
I mean, it's true. He's not exaggerating.
I love it.
I'm talking really loud. I'm just excited.
She's very excited, guys. Oh, Ghost, you've been writing a novel over there.
This is the story of how Barack Obama got elected.
Oh. Jack's proclivities. I do remember that story. Yes.
Yeah, I remember commenting to Nathan when we saw that Jerry Ryan was in Picard. I was like, who's she going to get elected this time?
Hopefully, never mind. We're not going to get into that one.
We won't. How did people feel about the new Blade Runner movie? Because
that should be made to me. Oh my God, the new Blade Runner movie. Did you all see it? Have you all seen the old Blade Runner movie? Because
it was so good. It was the best.
Blade Runner is near and dear to my heart as well. That will definitely get a...
Considering you spent like 2 weeks freaking out about having that event in Stellaris.
I know. Because
Blade Runner
he just died this year, though. Like, why can't I? It's fresh. It's so fresh. Oh.
You know, every time I see something about an actor having passed now, I resist the urge to click on the article because I'm afraid that all of them are COVID, and I just don't want to know. I don't want to know how many.
Blade Runner is phenomenal, but you have to start with the first movie, Blade Runner. Just Blade
Runner.
What is
it? Blade Runner, yeah. I'm hoping she's trolling us. If she hasn't.
Yeah, you did the thinger. I'm not good at these emotes, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I know. I figured with all the frantic typing that Cauliflums had been doing in the last hour that you had to know what Blade Runner was. Ooh, has she not seen the original, though? She should. Because Rutger Hauer is my boy. And you have to see it. And there's Pris. Oh, God. And you have to see it. And Zora. And Leon. You may have still seen the new one. The one with Ryan Gosling in it. Ryan? Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah. He's one of the Canadian Ryans, yeah.
Yeah.
We just export sexy Ryans, I think.
That's okay. We're okay with that over here on this side.
Right, we got Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds. I think Ryan Gosling is Canadian. He's Canadian now. In my head, he is.
Oh my goodness. Dragon, thank you.
Thank you.
That's amazing. That's so amazing. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That's very lovely of you. I so appreciate
I love
it.
this.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yes, I love that.
This is beautiful. Oh, you guys are so cool. Oh.
I love how
Right?
geeky this. I actually really love the conversation I just had with like Cauliflums because
I know. You guys are great.
I
This is
love it.
amazing.
I love it when people want to talk about like those really detailed things and don't shy away when you disagree with them. Because so many people think, oh, they disagree with me, they must be angry at me. Like, no, like we totally are having like a deep, in-depth conversation about something that means something to us. That's like the best thing in my opinion. I love that.
That is so, so amazing. Thank you so much, Dragon. You guys rock. All of you are so cool.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing too with something like the conversation we've just been having, like there's probably not a right answer. And seeing somebody else's take and seeing somebody else like how they interpret something, it makes you think about how you interpret it and
No,
you think
absolutely.
maybe
you
that's
have to see
worth going
things
back
like
and
more
watching
currently.
it.
Yeah.
Ooh, 2 a.m.
Oh no.
To me, though, like the reason why I write sci-fi and the reason why I'm so into sci-fi and fantasy as well, because you can do the same with both. Like I'm in it to question my reality. I'm in it to learn something new about my reality. And when I write my stories, I like to put the same thing in there. There's always some high concept in there that I want people to think about. I mean, when I wrote Dreamers Do Lie and Life is But a Dream, my big theme was religion and who is religion for and what does religion actually do for the population. Is religion about God or is it about society? And there's some high concept questions in there where the characters well, exactly. The characters are
I'm sorry, we could debate these things all day. I
started the second book where one of the characters says who writes religious doctrine and who do they write it for? Do they write it for the gods or do they write it for their following? It's, you know. I guess my interpretation of Picard in that film has always been that he was going over the top because he was wrong. But I'm definitely going to go back and watch it with a more critical eye and see if the movie is trying to frame him as right, because I'm actually very interested in seeing that now.
Yeah,
if I can catch.
It's for sure an interesting question. And is it the script or the director? Is also a question. Yeah, that can change things. Like how you see things it's a whole different. I aspire to be a director someday, guys. It's actually a thing, but
well, and we like Ghost. Something that Ghost likes to talk about a lot is like author on board, right? And so like how much of
yes, you have mentioned that to us before. I really need to read that. That Euthyphro thing.
Oh yeah. I think was mentioning Wolf and Cauliflums were explaining that to us. I think. Yes, I do think we like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you always have to question like how much is the writer or director, producer, whatever, just telling a story and letting you interpret it, and how much are they preaching to you what they think? Mm-hmm. My method is that I like to ask the question and not necessarily answer it. I mean, my characters have to have answers.
You're really good at that with your writing and the way that you put things across. You're really good at letting me as a reader decide what I want to decide about a certain character. I feel like that's a very good quality. And because I come from a theater background, so I have like script analysis all up in my brain. I have to say that I think I decide when I like a play when somebody's not preaching at me through the script, through the direction in the actual script, because I look at those things as a director and be like, well, how would I stage this? If you do certain things, you make a character look a certain way. Like that's just how it is. So I think that that's really important to remember when you're watching these things.
Well, and the thing is too, like, characters generally have to draw conclusions in the story in order to move the story forward and have a conclusion to the story. But you can have a character make a decision in a way that still leaves it open to the reader to interpret, did that character make the right decision? Did they make the wrong decision? Because that was something that Ghost has sort of helped point out to me in the past when he's read my work, is when, like, I'm getting author on board and trying to justify things for my characters, I generally try to have my characters justify themselves to themselves.
Right.
But then sometimes I have other characters call them on something or whatever, because I don't necessarily want to be making excuses for my characters.
I think what the interesting thing is, and kind of like what Cauliflums is saying, is that this idea that when you do that, when you write the things that are going to be an allegory or something like that, you abandon the people that have the same kind of experience except in a different situation, right? Like that you can't let them have a slightly different outlook on things, and I think that's a big thing in those kinds of in film interpretations of things, and that's why certain films get embraced more, because they don't tell you how it should be. They let you think
I will
for
say
yourself how it should be.
I will say that if you're trying to take a stance on something, that's not necessarily bad. For an example, in my space opera that's going to come out in January, this isn't meant to be an ad, I'm just trying to put this in context. There's a scene in that space opera where they debate torture, and they debate whether or not they should torture people to get information. And my characters very clearly decide that that is wrong, and that they think the fact that certain other characters want to do that is drawing a line. Mm-hmm. So I think, there's not
certainly some things you have to do that on.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And certainly if you're writing an allegory and you need to have a strong opinion, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not my approach, because when I think about the stories that mean the most to me and that stick with me the longest, they're stories that ask questions and don't necessarily answer them. So that's just the method. It really
depends on how you do it. Like, if you force it down a reader's throat, then it's an issue. But if you allow the reader to come to their own conclusion about it, then that's a whole other kind of thing. So
to me, a really good example is if you think about the first book in the His Dark Materials trilogy and the last book in the His Dark Materials trilogy. I love that whole trilogy and think it's really good, but the last book in that series is very preachy compared to the first book. The first book asks a lot of questions and doesn't necessarily answer them, and the last book is very much like religion is bullshit and here's why.
I would enjoy watching a couple movies with you, Cauliflums, actually, if that's what you struggle with artsy films as far as that goes, because there are some really great films that I love very deeply that are very kind of ambiguous as to what they were trying to get at, and I really enjoy those kinds of movies. Actually, I'm very, very drawn to them.
Cloud Atlas was an interesting movie, but not as substantial as I would have liked.
Yeah,
I feel like there wasn't quite as much conclusion in that movie as I would have. I didn't feel like it all came together. But I did read up on the source material, and I think that it was actually very faithful to the source material, so I don't know that that's a valid criticism of the movie. It might be more a valid criticism.
Honestly, Cauliflower, some of the artsy films are just stories about life. Like, sometimes you just gotta, get something out there that doesn't really have a conclusion to it. Like, it's life. This is how life is. I really appreciate, these are the stories for me that are that have ambiguously good endings or ambiguously bad endings, things like that. Like, yeah, not everything has to say something. I feel like there is definitely room for artistic growth in sometimes artsy can be really shitty. Yes. I agree with that.
I think artsy is just it's a quality of a thing. It doesn't necessarily represent the quality of the thing.
But I really do enjoy, for instance, a movie I would consider artsy is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I need to see that. I haven't seen it.
It's very, very artsy. And I won't spoil too much of it, but if any of you have watched it, see, that's what I think too. I think it's a beautiful movie, but I know some people that have seen it that are like, that made no
Ghost.
sense
I
to
don't
me. It
think
was
Ghost is
trash.
a huge.
Yeah.
Oh, you do like that movie? Why won't you watch it with me?
I love that movie.
Oh,
yeah.
about artsy. Okay.
Oh.
No, Ghost.
Oh.
Ghost won't watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
You and
Mind
I can
with
watch
me.
it sometime. It's fine.
We
We can do it
should,
on
we
the stream. I
should.
don't care.
We should, because
But yeah, you gotta have the thing is there are humanistic stories, I guess I want to say, like just stories about humanity at its basest, kind of, that you really need to tell as an artist to, I don't know, society, I feel like really is supported by those kinds of things. As listen, guys, I'm a theater major, so I'm gonna support telling stories.
This is what we're
like
having.
that.
Don't be sorry. This is what we're talking about. And I will say that I feel like you can write a story to entertain and still have.
Ghost, you're the person I'm talking about. You don't really get the whole depth and breadth of the story. I think that's like the thing. Like and that's fine. Like you get what you get out of it. That's great. But like, and not everybody has to appreciate the same things. But
yeah, I think that you can write a story to entertain, because that's primarily what I do, and still have a deeper message. Like, for me, I have big themes and I leave big things in my work, but they're not the primary focus. Like, I didn't necessarily write Dreamers Do Lie and Life is But a Dream to challenge the idea of religion. It was just something that came up with writing.
Well, your stories are more kind of accessible as far as, you know.
Yeah. But some people have a very clear message that they want to convey when they start writing something. Yeah, so I don't know if Ghost will share this, but the philosophy teacher was showing it to her students so that she could work on her report card comments, and she forgot that there are some scenes in that movie that may not necessarily be appropriate to show in a high school.
Well, okay. I see
on the class.
See how that can be.
Basically had to jump in front of the TV a few times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's that kind of story.
Yeah. Right, of course, because they were waiting for you to, yes, of course.
I am going to take a quick body break.
Let's all take a quick break. We'll be back in like 2 minutes. Just to do a bio break and all of that. So, yes, I agree. Good. We'll be right back.
Sorry. Good night, Nullsec.
Oh, good night, Nullsec. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out with us. All right, be right back, guys.
Back in 2.
Hi guys, I'm back. So yeah, tonight is exciting. We're talking about lots of cool movies. Oh, I'm sorry, Jackalope. We're here though. I'm here. Megan will be back in a minute. We've been having a very lively conversation about different kinds of movies. And what's your favorite movie, Mild Jackalope? I'm curious to know. Actually, everybody, tell me what your favorite movie is. Because I'm sure that there's a lot of left fielders out there. And I would love to know it. Assuming you can all hear me right now, because I think I turned things on, but I don't know. I might have messed things up. I hope everybody is doing pretty well tonight. We were going to do Stardew Valley, but now here we are just chatting, because just chatting happened. Because Stardew Valley started to happen, and then it didn't, because we were just chatting. And I think that's how that works. Oh my goodness. The Pink Panther with Steve Martin. I have not seen that vinyl. I have to say, I used to watch the cartoon as a kid, and in high school, I played the trombone, so I got to play the Pink Panther theme a bit. And that's basically all I know of the Pink Panther. I know, like, I've seen pictures of the Pink Panther with Steve Martin, but I've not been able to see the whole movie, so... I imagine that it's pretty fun, though, because Steve Martin is great. I agree on that point, anyway. Action and crime detective movies.
I'm back, sorry.
Cheers. Welcome back. I asked what everybody's favorite movies are.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, I don't even know what my favorite movie is.
I know, it's a hard question.
I haven't seen Pink Panther. I should.
The only of those three movies that I've seen, Jackalope, I think, is Gran Torino.
Last Samurai is really good.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not expect that. Okay.
The problem is people think that The Last Samurai is Tom Cruise, but he's not.
He's just in the movie. He's not really...
He's a character that's in the movie, but he's not the title character of the movie.
That's probably why we didn't see it, actually. We just... Yeah.
Oh, no, it's very good.
I can appreciate a movie to be good old fun final stencil. Yeah, Dragon... Oh my god.
Princess...
I love everything you just said. You are my best friend already. I just can't even make it.
Oh my gosh. So many people don't appreciate how great The Emperor's New Groove is. Like, come on.
Dorado, man. Come on. Julio and oh my god, those guys.
Bards. What if the whole party was bards?
It's amazing.
They're
those
the bards.
Are amazing. Those are a great choice, Dragon. I'm with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How do people in the chat feel about Kill Bill? I'm interested.
I personally love the Kill Bill series.
Kill Bill's pretty good.
I love Kill Bill. Listen, guys, I know I'm gonna run out of my wine within the hour, so I'm pouring my whiskey so it can get a little air before we start.
Listen, guys, I know I'm going to run out of wine, so I have this bottle of whiskey sitting just off camera, just so you know that I'm not going to run out of booze.
I'm pouring it right now so that it has a little time to, mingle with the oxygen.
Just so you know, I have emergency whiskey, so I'm not going to run out of booze.
What did I do with the thing? Oh, there it is.
Oh, The Lion King is like my ultimate Disney movie.
Oh, yeah. The Lion King is really, really a good choice, too. Very Shakespeare.
I also only saw Kill Bill once. I don't know how many times I would rewatch that, but it was a very interesting experience.
Dragon, those are great movies to refine your humor with, because they're all just perfect. Ugh, they're perfect. They're so good.
I could probably quote The Lion King word for word if I tried. It's like, it was like my ultimate Disney movie.
Mixed opinions on Kill Bill. All right.
That's fair to have a mixed opinion on Kill Bill, though. It's very
The Secret of the Kills. Oh, I know. I haven't seen that movie, but I've always wanted to. For some reason, I just have never gotten around to watching it. I've always wanted to see that movie, though. Yeah, The Secret of the Kills was Studio Ghibli, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Was it? I don't know. I thought it was something... I thought it was some big studio like that.
Not Studio Ghibli, though.
No.
It's a French, Belgian, Irish animated fantasy film by Cartoon
Studio. Even though I've never seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Fine.
I saw another one that you would really like, but I can't think of the name of it now. It was about a selkie. It was so good.
About a what?
A selkie.
Oh, I know a chick that's named Selkie. Guys, have you ever watched The Voice? So this last season on The Voice, I knew a chick that was on it. Well, I knew her. I like talked to her a couple of days on a cruise, and we got along well. And she probably wouldn't remember me, but like, I knew who she was.
Yes,
she was
Dragon.
Awesome.
Dragon, you're right. That's what I'm thinking of. Song of the Sea.
Oh, Song of the Sea, yeah.
Really good. You should watch it with the boys. It's
Selkie.
Really...
I've met her. I know her. I love her.
Is she the one you told me about?
Probably. Yeah. She worked on the Disney cruise when we were there.
Guys, I'm almost out of cider, but don't worry because my husband just brought me a rum and ginger, so it's gonna be fine. Oh, and in case you're worried that Flutter's almost out of wine, she has emergency whiskey just off screen. She poured herself a little bit of it. There it is. She's showing it now. I figured he would appreciate that. Oh, it's okay. That makes sense.
She was South African. That is correct. She did have a cool accent and a cool hat. She was really cool in person too. I met her long before The Voice came along, and we hung out a couple of nights. Honestly, I was on a cruise and she was entertainment, but I stuck around after entertainment was done with their job, and like they hung out at the bars because that's what I do, and I hung out with them for a couple of nights. And she's a really cool character. She's a great person. Support her. I will support her.
Is it The Sea Prince and the Fire Child? 1981 Japanese anime film.
I mean, isn't that kind of Romeo and Juliet?
I mean, I've never actually seen that one.
Marvel. Yeah, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we're starting to introduce our boys to it just recently. We are actually coming up on the very first Avengers movie presently, as in like this weekend. I think we'll end up watching it with the boys. And we're very excited about that. We have our misgivings with the Marvel Universe. Of course, I think everybody does. There are some movies that are really great and some movies that are really not. But, you know, they have a
I'll never
place
forget
in the world, I feel like.
We went to see the first Avengers movie, and we came out, because we went to see it with a bunch of ghost coworkers, because that was back when you could still go out with people.
Yes, Jackalope. Absolutely. The rum is the best thing. I don't have the rum with me. I only have the whiskey with me. I can show you rum, though. I've got a couple different kinds of rum if you really are interested.
She's just going to bring the whole collection with her next stream. So we're standing outside the theater talking about the movie, because that was what we did whenever we went with, bless you, people to see that movie. And this couple walks by with their, like, 4 or 5-year-old child, like, dead tired, and he's holding a Spider-Man, and he just drops the Spider-Man figure, and we were like, oh no!
Don't lose your Spider-Man. Yeah, I like Marvel. I don't know.
That was that was the first Infinity War movie. I think I said the first Avengers movie. It was the first Infinity War movie.
Welcome back, Abner.
Welcome back, Abner. Oh, I thought you made me a lemon. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a meal.
Yeah,
sorry, I said lemon ginger.
That you're gonna get that with superhero movies in general. Like, there's no way to avoid the action crap. Oh, but superhero things, guys. Have you seen? Oh, what is
Welcome back,
called?
Dragon.
What is the show with the?
Oh, Dragon was saying welcome back to Abner. I just got that.
Oh. What is the show with The Boys? The Boys. You guys, if you like superhero movies, but you also like gritty reality kind of like storytelling things, I highly recommend The Boys. I loved that show, and I cannot wait for the next season to come along.
I'm surprised that you like that show. I am not on that train.
Really? I adored it. I thought it was phenomenal.
I couldn't even get through the trailer. I could not even get through the trailer.
But you didn't give the show itself a chance.
I couldn't get through the trailer. It traumatized me.
The Boys. Yeah. It's on, I don't know, I think it's on Hulu or something.
Go watch some of it, yeah. It's too gritty. I can't.
Well, I can agree. Sometimes you just need the action schlock. Yeah.
when somebody turns into a sea of blood in the trailer, that is an indication to me that show is not for me.
It's just there's more to the show than that, though.
It doesn't matter if that is things that happen in that show. I can't watch that show.
A friend of mine was telling me I needed to really watch The Umbrella Academy. So I need to do that. I think that I would probably enjoy it. Yeah, I have not seen it.
Is Umbrella Academy gory? Because I don't do gore.
See, I don't mind gore so much. That's where we differ, us two.
I don't like anything that could be considered violence porn. I also don't like something that's edgy for the sake of edgy.
Yes.
But is Umbrella Academy gory? If it's not gory, I'll totally get on top of that.
Yeah, I agree, Cauliflower, especially lately. Like, we've watched a lot of kind of gritty and dark things lately, and I actually have asked my husband that we not continue to do that. Because right now in society, as it stands, things like that are just like salt on a wound. And we've been
100%. We've been 100% comedy. We watched Space Force. We watched What We Do in the Shadows, which, by the way, What We Do in the Shadows is amazing. You should all watch it.
I'm sorry, Abner. I don't have that sound command.
I know. I just saw that. I bet when he saw that, Cauliflums heard it like in the back of his head.
Right? Yeah.
The sound. I mean, I can handle a certain level of violence. I've watched The 13th Warrior and never had problems with that. It's just that The Boys is a level of... But The Boys is a level of... It's gore for the sake of gore, and I don't like that.
Right, but there's also a story that goes along with it that I feel like is compelling enough to kind of ignore some of that.
No, it wasn't compelling enough for me.
See, but that's the difference between us, right? You can watch the comedy movies that are just dumb, and I can't.
I can't. I watched Talladega Nights. That's like the only one that I ever sat through. I don't really like those either.
Sneaky Stabby is the best character to play in a D&D campaign, if you ask me. Sneaky Stabby. Also pickpockety, because it's fun. You guys. Musicals, Vinyl! Oh, musicals! We will get along phenomenally if you love musicals. I was a theater major, so musicals are a pretty solid thing in my...
Tell us which musicals.
What's your favorite musical? right? Biggest, tankiest brute is the best, right? That's my chick. That was the chick that I decided to whore myself off with. She was the biggest, tankiest brute, and so she couldn't properly whore herself off, and that's why she failed that role.
I grew up on The Sound of Music.
Oh, The Sound of Music is definitely a high point in.
The funniest thing is when we watched Good Omens, which, again, another really good show, watch it. When we watched Good Omens and they were cracking all the jokes about The Sound of Music, Ghost didn't know what they were talking about, but I was, like, laughing my ass off, and he was like, they're making Sound of Music jokes, aren't they? And I was like, yeah.
I actually have been watching people playing the Total Warhammer game recently, I feel like, and I'm not sure I could do that one.
It was a pretty funny moment.
Oh no, Gallivant is another one on my list that I really wanted to watch. The previews were there for a minute and then it disappeared for a while, and then a friend of mine mentioned it the other day and was like, it's great. So I really need to watch that one, I think. White Christmas classic.
That's not one I'm familiar with, but
it's got all the greats in it. Right. Yeah, Abner, I 1,000,000% am with Gallivant for sure.
I'm so sad that I never got to see Aida.
Oh God, it was so good too.
I know, I'm so bitter that I never got to see it. And I haven't been able to find a recording of it. I've seen Into the Woods. Not live, but I've seen it. I've seen a recording of it.
You've seen the original recording of it, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, with Wolf, he made sure it was the right one.
Patinkin and yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, Flumps. I feel like I've seen that musical that you're talking about, actually. I'm not sure I can pinpoint it, but I'll think about it a minute, because I'm pretty sure there's something like that out there. They used to do a series on Broadway called Forbidden Broadway that poked fun at musicals in general. You might be interested in looking at their soundtracks online, because some of the songs are, what they basically do is like Weird Al Yankovic Broadway songs. And they're pretty phenomenal, actually, because it's very, very like in-depth about Broadway community, and they poke fun at things, and everybody gets the jokes because we're all Broadway kids.
I will say I like the level of sort of meta in Into the Woods, because it's about like what happens after Happily Ever After, right? So like,
and there's a narrator and they tell a story. I think Cauliflums you would really like Into the Woods. Yeah. Do not watch the movie version. Watch
the actual musical version, yeah.
Watch
because Act One
recording.
Act One is like your traditional fairy tale, right?
Oh,
so
no.
The first half of the story brings you to Happily Ever After, and then the second act.
We'll write that. That would be fun.
Second act is everything that comes after. So it's like after you would normally have the end.
Yes. In the Heights is another Lin-Manuel Miranda thing. If you liked Hamilton, you will probably like In the Heights. It's the same kind of story. Not the same kind of story. It's the same kind of retelling of a story, right? It's got the same kind of music and movements and things like that, I think. I haven't seen Hamilton, but I'm pretty sure that they're pretty similar. So Vinyl, Vinyl, it's good. He's blocked it because he should block it, because that movie was trash compared to the actual musical. I just need you to know.
Oh, James Corden.
Oh, yeah. Don't watch the movie. Don't do that, Jackalope. Don't do that, Jackalope.
He does a series that's like street corner Broadway.
Though, I mean, I get it. The movie version has its own things that you should watch it for, but you should definitely watch the stage version first. There's a more complete story in the stage version. The actors really nailed it. The stage version is really much more in-depth. The movie version, nothing makes sense because they skip half of it. And, it's just trash, really. And I love some of the actors in that movie.
Yeah, having the right actors doesn't necessarily make it a good movie. The Golden Compass taught us that.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Abner, I do agree that Lin-Manuel Miranda's work for Moana was very good. Absolutely. Yeah, I know you guys watched it tonight. I was a little bummed that we couldn't join you. Yes, Moana is definitely vying for my number one with with Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Yes. Well, good. I'm glad you watched it. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Cauliflumps. I am. Everybody, I really want to hate this movie, this musical, but like everybody fucking loves it, and I know I'm gonna end up on that train eventually.
I'm just worried that I won't. I have seen his Dark Materials. I saw. We saw the first season. I had mixed feelings about it.
I have not seen his Dark Materials either. I really want to watch it. I was a huge fan of the books, and I hated the movies. We had an experience in the movie theater after watching that first movie that was pretty terrible.
There was one really bad line read in the His Dark Materials show that Ghost likes to quote, where
the Golden Compass
Coulter. No, in the show where Mrs. Coulter is like, "I am your mother."
What?
It was a really bad line read. I'm just saying. Okay. I gotta go into.
Oh, wait, where are they? They're right there on my shelf. They're right behind me. I
gotta go into the geek mode again to answer this question for Cauliflums. It's much better than the movie was. It's not. There wasn't a sequel to.
There was no. The books had a sequel though. It was.
There were 3 books. There was no other
books. Look, I have them right here. This one is the Golden Compass. This is the first one. This is the one you read, right? This one is. Sorry about the mic thing. The Subtle Knife. This is the second book. It was. I thought it was pretty good, actually. As
okay.
Yeah. The third one went kind of the Amber Spyglass went into
third
like
has been author on board. It's
a different place, but yes, you've read all of them. Good. Okay. It's a series. Okay, so, no. We know it's not. It's the series, but it's based on the books, right?
Yes. So allow me to re-enter mode and tell you. So what they did with the His Dark Materials TV show is they took the first book, The Golden Compass.
Dragon. Keep pushing.
And they took. I don't spoil anything. They took the first book, The Golden Compass, and they took bits and pieces of The Subtle Knife. So they actually introduced Will in the first season, which I think was a good call. They have updated Will's plotline to reflect the fact that we know a little bit more about mental illness than we did when he wrote the book, which I also think was a good call. Mm-hmm. They've done it. It stays much truer to the plot. They did a good job. They actually did a really good job with the Egyptians and with sticking to the plot is actually in the right order this time. The one thing I will say that I feel like they didn't do a good job with is the daemons. So if you're familiar with the series,
which offends me because the daemons are the most important thing. I think they're part of one of the most important things in the whole series. Yeah. This series revolves around why they exist and what they are and all of that stuff. So
I know. So yeah, so for anyone who hasn't read the books, in Lyra's world, people have daemons, which are basically a physical representation of their souls, and they can change forms when they're younger, but they settle into a specific form when they get older.
They're my smidgen.
They tend to be animal form. Yeah, they take animal forms. So one of the big problems is that they completely CG'd the daemons, and anytime there's a wide shot and they show a lot of extras, you don't see their daemons.
You never see their daemons, and they're always with them. Always. They can't go very far from them without experiencing physical pain.
My fear is that they haven't made the daemons prominent enough for some of the events that happen later in the series to be meaningful.
It's really
but that's as someone who has a familiarity with the series, yeah. I would say that aside from the Damon problem, it is a much, much better adaptation. It's definitely
I really need
worth
to watch
watching.
it. I haven't had the chance to yet. Things have been crazy since.
Look, I know it's expensive to CG, but in a wide shot,
if you're doing a story about animal sidekicks, the story is really almost about them. Then you need to be able to do them. So don't do the series if you can't.
If you're doing a wide shot where there's a bunch of servants in the background, in the book it's very clear that servants all had dog demons.
Right. So
just
have a bunch of people.
Just have a bunch of people bring their pet dogs. It would really honestly have done a much better job.
And also, have you seen all of the pictures of dogs that look exactly like their owners? It would work so well. Just.
I have not read that, Dragon.
I have not. The Bartimius. All right. We'll have to write that one down. Hold on.
Also, I feel like the fact that it's expensive to CG doesn't excuse something like not properly addressing.
No, I agree. They fucked up on Game of Thrones with that too. Sorry, I know it's expensive, but you know the animals end up being an important part of the story. You can't just leave them out.
I'm not saying they should have had regular animals all the time. I'm saying that they should have done something more with the Daemons than they did. I mean, that's my criticism of the show. I'm not going to get
Right.
I do genuinely worry that they haven't done enough with the Daemons to make later plot points poignant enough. But I say that as someone who has read the books. I can't judge as well because I've read the books. I know
that's what I'm saying, Flubs. If you cannot invest in those things, don't do it. I am a personal person. Like, I love what Peter Jackson did with the Lord of the Rings movies because he invested a lot of money into the places in those movies he needed to invest them in. Doing the practical effects and making certain things very, very, like, to the T. I think he did a great job with that. And, he didn't do that with The Hobbit necessarily, but like
that wasn't his fault. The studio told him he had to make 3 movies, and he made 3 movies.
And that wasn't. You can't do that. You can't do that to somebody. You can't. That's just not.
I will say that despite my criticism of how they handled Daemons, I definitely think the show is worth watching. But I do worry that they haven't done enough with the Daemons to make somebody, because it was very noticeable to me that the Daemons were absent. They felt very absent to me. I was looking for them and I didn't see them.
Oh, that's Mrs. Coulter, right? The golden demon.
The golden monkey. Yeah. They did do a really good job with her in the show. They did a much better job with her in the show than they did with her in the movie.
Yes, I agree. I haven't said no. I was agreeing about the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings thing. I hope that they did a better job with, because I thought Nicole Kidman was the actress for that role, and I was really pissed off when they did it wrong. Like,
yeah, they just didn't do a good job.
No.
They did actually a really good job with Lyra. The girl who plays Lyra in the TV show is bang on. She's exactly how I imagined.
I don't know. There's something, I have to say, there's something recently I've noticed is that the kids in these movies, in these musicals, on Broadway even, when I go and see shows, the kid actors are fucking phenomenal. Like, I can't even begin. We are raising them young these days, guys. We're going to have some really good... If we can get the movie studios to chill their fucking shit out, we could have some really, really good stuff coming up in the next couple of years, because these actors
I mean, it's not a spoiler to say that Mrs. Coulter has a daemon that's a golden monkey, because she's introduced that way. That's not a plot point.
No, that's like her first scene in the book. It's not spoilers.
She's an adult, and her daemon is set by the time she enters, so that's not a spoiler.
It's so very worth it, that series. Absolutely. I didn't see the TV. I mean, the TV show is better but the books are always going to be, I feel like.
I do think the TV show is worth it. There's only 1 season of it so far, so I don't know how they're going to do the gay angels, but
Ghost,
we'll
apples
see.
and oranges, right? Yeah, there's a lot of things in that series that could possibly end up being really awful in the show, depending on what they decide to do with them, but...
I don't think it's a spoiler to say there's gay angels, because that's not really a plot point either, but...
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you, Cauliflums. Absolutely. I feel like studios really fucking ruin things.
Oh my god, I'm worried about the Dune adaptation as well. I love that they cast Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho, but
oh,
I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Oh, thank you. We enjoy hanging out with you too.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
I will be sure to go over to your channel when
you said it was late a while ago now, so...
Yeah. I'll be sure to go over to your channel when we're done streaming and follow you. I just don't want to distract myself while I'm on stream.
Yes, go follow Dragon, guys. I don't know how to do the thing. I don't know even if I can do the thing. I can't do it because I don't have the thing open.
Can't you just click on her?
Hold on. I can do it, and I have to do it this way though.
Right now, actually, because now that we're screwing around with it, I have it open.
Yes, that's what. See, I was trying to do that. Yeah. There we go. Please do get her affiliate so that she can panic over her emojis like the rest of us. Have a good night. Oh
you're at 48, Dragon.
Did it not work? I don't know. Right, Flumps? I'm with you. Do you like Flumps' new emoji?
There were 5 studios involved in The Hobbit. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's how you do it, right, Ghost?
The affiliate feeling.
Yes.
Yeah, when he gets to 50 followers, she can be affiliate.
Oh, I know the badges and the I know. Yes. I'm eyebrows deep in that right now.
Better get a good night's sleep so that tomorrow, so if you're up all night going tomorrow. I mean, I know that the studio basically called Peter Jackson, like, after, like, while he was in the middle of filming and was like, you have to make it 3 movies, so they had to vamp, like, a bunch.
Yeah. Oh. Dragon, it's all good. We know when that creative spark runs out, you got to get your rest to recharge it. So please
you cannot
do so,
burn
girl.
the candle all
Have
the time.
Good evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you for gifting the subs and just all around being cool.
While we're talking about documentaries, there was a fan documentary about a bunch of conspiracy that is basically conspiracy theories about The Shining that is hilarious. That you should all watch if you like The Shining.
Good night.
Night, Dragon.
Yeah, The Shining is a very I feel like cultural phenomenons are shifting though. Like, if The Shining had come out today, obviously it wouldn't be as popular. But like, maybe I don't know. I feel like there's a whole thing about I don't know.
I mean, it was a hilarious documentary. I mean, I'm not saying watch it to get informed. Watch it to laugh your butt off.
The Shining is iconic. I agree.
It is, and it has a ton of fanatic fans that made this documentary about their theories about what's going on in the movie. But some of the theories are completely ludicrous.
Right. It's like watching that Alien show, right?
Yeah, it's like watching Ancient Aliens. There's a woman in there who talks about how there's a poster on the one wall, and it's a Minotaur, and The Shining represents the Minotaur's labyrinth, and it's like a skier, and you can tell that it's a skier. It's not a Minotaur. It has nothing to do with a Minotaur.
Yes, Flumps. Did you know? Oh, you might appreciate this. I don't know. Have you hung out with my uncle that my aunt married in real life?
I don't think I've actually hung out with the one that she married.
Okay, well, he's a naval officer, and he's South Korean by heritage, but raised in cold country Pennsylvania by birth.
Oh boy.
And he's all kinds of messed up because they were like the token Asian family in town, and it was a bad experience growing up. But he wrote a college thesis about how the aliens built the pyramids.
Oh no.
This coming from the man that I have to say though, when we stayed with them the one night, I had a newborn, like I had a 2-month-old baby, and he decided to blast Ice Ice Baby in the middle of the night. I love him, but yeah.
Documentary now. I don't
That's
think
what
I've
Ancient
seen
Aliens
that.
makes me think of, is my uncle.
Ancient Aliens is hilarious. Like, there's also the guy who's like, how do they have the sex?
So, Ghost, let's talk about that, and maybe I could direct a new version of that movie, because clearly that's what studios want these days.
I love and hate Ancient Aliens. It makes me laugh, but eventually it makes me so angry I start yelling at the TV. That's why we only watch it in chunks.
I have not seen Documentary Now. Aliens. I love those magic hand emotes.
But how do they have the sex?
Oh,
I really hope people were watching it ironically, because the people making it weren't making it ironically, and that is a little bit sad, because some of them are NASA engineers. That's what's really scary. It's like, these are people who have like doctorate degrees, and they read the Bible and they're like, that's talking about a spaceship engine.
Yup.
They must have been talking about, the Emperor of China was able to fly on a dragon from place to place, so they must have been talking about a spaceship. It clearly wasn't a metaphor, because metaphors aren't things we've ever heard of, and they don't exist.
Oh my gosh, Asian aliens. I can't. Oh.
It's hilarious, but you got to be in the right mood for it, because otherwise it will terrify you. I keep getting hot and then cold. It's like that weird temperature in the house where it's not quite cool enough for the hoodie and not quite hot enough for without the hoodie.
So what did they see? I mean, I'm okay with people seeing a giant dragon. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna let them see it, and
they love the freaking Mahabharata in that show. They talk about the Mahabharata all the time, which, for anyone who doesn't know, the Mahabharata is a Hindu writing, but it's not like their main one. The main one are the Vedas. Okay. But yeah, Mahabharata is like about a celestial war between gods. But it has like
it's a mythology, just like all the other ones. That's the.
What do you mean dragons don't exist? I think they should exist.
Listen, if you want dragons to exist, watch the How to Train Your Dragon series, and all the way up and through the last movie, it will make you believe that dragons exist in this world today, and I will headcanon hold it in my heart forever as truth. I loved what they did with that series.
Vinyls, it must have been a wyvern.
It must have been a wyvern. That's good.
How to Train Your Dragon was really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really wasn't sure through the middle of the series, but at the end of it, I was just like, yeah, this is good. This is really good. I liked everything they did with it in the end.
I mean, I didn't really like the ending of the last movie, but...
What was that Great Dragon movie where there weren't any dragons in it? Was that the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon movie? I don't know.
I don't know. The Great Dragon movie where there weren't any dragons.
Aragon. Oh, I never read those books or saw that movie, so I don't know.
I heard they weren't that great.
Jeremy Irons. I know a
I've
lot
heard
of
that
movies
after
that
the
came
first
out around
book.
that time that had dragons in it, but they did them wrong. Really horribly wrong. But you know, that's cool. Dragons was a thing for a while.
I mean, I heard that the first book was really good and that they weren't that great after that, but I won't read those. I forget why, but there's some reason that I decided I would never read those and I never read them.
But thick as you are, pay attention.
Wow, where did that come from?
Sorry, she said Lion King and I just went
King
to
now.
Jeremy Irons in Lion King.
Oh, okay. That's where it came from. That makes sense. Carry on.
Ton of pride.
Oh yeah, Reign of Fire was actually
Reign of Fire. That was the one that had all of the female dragons and the one male dragon. Like, what bullshit is this?
Dragon movie with no dragons and it came up. That's funny.
Reign of Fire was a terrible movie. Don't watch that one. There was tons of dragons in Reign of Fire, but they were wrong. They were just wrong, Ghost, and you know it.
They were really poorly CG'd, so they didn't show them on screen very often. I'm wrong that they were really poorly CG'd?
Ghost. Guys, just FYI, I know Ghost in real life.
This is normal for them.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey. What? In what movie is this?
Matthew McConaughey wasn't in that, was he? It was Christian Bale. Oh, it is Matthew McConaughey. Who is Matthew McConaughey?
What? Really? What?
Don't remember him.
What? Oh,
I remember.
Been too long since I've seen this movie,
Gerard
apparently.
in this too, man.
Flubs, thank you.
Who is Matthew McConaughey? I don't remember his character.
Oh my god.
For Gerard Butler either. Trash. Ghost's favorite trash movie is Tremors.
Tremors is the best. Let's talk about it. We should do those. We should do those on my. Let's do those. Let's do the Tremors series.
Ghost loves Tremors.
Tremors is amazing.
It's close enough that I've made an accurate statement that you love that movie.
No, his acting improves when the shirt comes off.
Gerard Butler.
You guys, I'm so happy right now. You guys are great.
Hey, we gotta do this more often.
Yes, absolutely.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey and his little, like... I see.
Beowulf and Grendel was amazing. Like, before Gerard Butler
Beowulf
did...
and Grendel was actually really great, despite the fact that it was terrible. Like...
No, you're probably not thinking of the same one we are. This was a very small college art film. This wasn't the one with Angelina.
Oh, I was thinking about... I don't know, though. I tend to like people that...
One with Angelina Jolie, probably.
Sorry.
No, there was before Gerard Butler did 300 and got really big. There was this really small art film called Beowulf and Grendel where he played Beowulf, and it was amazing.
I'm with you, Call of Lumps. Best How to Train Your best. Wait, hold on. Gerard Butler, is that? Hold on. Let me think in my head. I get him mixed up with another actor really badly.
Gerard Butler is the guy from 300.
Yeah, I know, but there's another one that him and
Get it mixed up with.
It's really probably going to be terrible. You guys are going to make fun of me so bad when you figure this out. Hold on.
I know like 5 actors' names. No one's going to make fun of you.
Oh, no. It's Russell Crowe.
How does Gerard Butler mixed up with Russell fucking Crowe?
This is what I told you would happen.
I'm incredulous.
The two of them, for me, are like the same person.
Well, Gerard Butler is a decent human being. Russell Crowe, not so much.
I don't actually know a whole lot about either one of them, so... That's why they're the same person for me.
Crowe has issues.
Thank you, Vinyl. Thank you. Exactly. It is Ghost. I know, and I should know better as an actor, but like that particular
look anything like
the two of them when they get in. Look, have you guys seen the movie? It's set in the 70s, and it is now that it is Russell Crowe.
I'm usually the one that's bad with actors. Flutter actually usually knows all of them.
Yeah, this is a thing. I don't know. What was that movie? Is it Russell Crowe? Yes, it is. The Nice Guys. Have you seen The Nice Guys? Because that movie's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's really good. Have you guys seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No. We're waiting to watch it with you in a million years when the pandemic ends.
What if we do it on stream? Because I will totally do that one on stream. That one is amazing. That one is so good. Oh no, you guys. Are you not entertained? Yes, Abner, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Mystery Alaska. He punched him out?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Russell Crowe's a dick in real life. Like a total dick.
Wow, that's crazy. You guys, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is one of the best movies ever created. I have to say. I might come from a place of bias in that I love Quentin Tarantino movies. And I adore Brad Pitt. Really hardcore, and it's more than just him being super bangable. He's amazing as a person. So, and oh my god, Leo, his role in the movie just blows your freaking mind. You have to see it. Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, takes an actual thing that happened in history and kind of turns it on its head, and you don't see really what it is until when it's happening, and then you realize, and it's really fucking amazing. So.
There are so many movies that I thought Joaquin Phoenix was in.
Oh, Brad Pitt is
But it turns out there's a guy who looks exactly like Joaquin Phoenix, who's actually even more famous than Joaquin Phoenix.
What's his name?
I don't know. To me, he's guy who looks like Joaquin Phoenix.
I know his name. Oh my god, because I love him, but I know who you're talking about because I get them confused all the time.
Also, can we just talk about how The Village is an awful movie and sucks? Bye. Joaquin Phoenix
is sad. I agree with you, Abner, because he's amazing. His Joker was heart-wrenching and beautiful. I love everything that Joaquin Phoenix does. He's amazing.
Mark Hamill, Joker forever. There will never be a better Joker than Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, right? Joker forever. What?
No, Ghost, I'm with you.
The Village is an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and it's awful. Don't watch it. It's a horror movie, though, but it's one I've seen. But it's stupid.
Right. That's why Joaquin Phoenix is amazing, Ghost. That's what I'm saying.
Joaquin Phoenix is amazing. And he was in The Village.
Furious typing happening in Call of Those. So
why do you love The Village? I need to know. The ending is awful. The ending is so stupid. It takes all of the mystery and interest out of the movie.
Yeah,
like okay. So for people who don't know, the setup of The Village is that these people live in a village in the middle of nowhere.
Are you going to spoil things?
No, and there are monsters. There are monsters that come after the kids when they're bad. If they
like
disobey
all
the
fairy
rules.
Tales.
if they disobey the rules, then there's these monsters that come after them.
La Lenora, the Weeping Woman, and the Boogeyman, and there's like a million fairy tales about that kind of stuff.
But it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, so it has a twist, and the twist is stupid.
And it's not good. Yeah, okay, cool.
I won't say what the twist is, just that the ending is really dumb.
Guys, can I tell you something really cool? Okay, if we're talking about these kinds of movies. I
mean, it was really good right up to the end.
Silent Hill was a movie that was made about a place nearby where Stryker and I grew up. Like, as in the next town over from where I was born.
Which town? Which town?
Centralia.
Oh, yeah, Centralia, yeah.
Centralia, Pennsylvania. Look it up. It's amazing. Oh my god, but did you know that they're like totally gonna like ruin all of the things that are amazing about it now? Well, I say that from a perspective of somebody that lived in the hood there for a while. It
basically doesn't exist anymore. It's basically just
no, the town is gone. There's like 2 houses that people who have refused to move out of over the years. So Centralia, let me explain Centralia to you guys. Centralia is a town, it's a coal mining town that existed in the, I want to say early 1900s. What?
Past tense.
Oh, yeah.
I agree that the village was really good right up until the last, like, 15 minutes.
No. Pennsylvania, I'm sorry. I should clarify that. Same spelling. Different town, Pennsylvania.
So it was a coal mining town, past tense.
It was a coal mining town. Nothing in Pennsylvania is actually a current coal mining town because they stopped that industry long ago and they should have. But we'll not get on that bandwagon. But
that's not the reason this is a past tense.
What happened to that particular town was that they were mining the coal and then the coal mines caught on fire. And they evacuated the town because the coal mines went all underneath the town. But they
actually didn't evacuate right away.
Well, they didn't do it right away, no. Eventually they did. They could never put the fire out. It's still burning today. And that was 50, 60 years ago now, probably.
So the really sad thing about Centralia is they could have put the fire out, but it would have cost a lot of money, and they didn't want to do it.
They couldn't, yeah.
So they ruined they could have if they had spent the money,
but they wouldn't because they were from Central PA, and that's how we do things. We just...
No, the government just didn't want to pay for it, so they just destroyed the town instead.
Right. But that Silent Hill movie is about Centralia, that's all I'm saying.
I thought... Okay, so one of the reasons why I hate The Village so much is because I loved The Village until the last 15 minutes. Because you're right, it was a very compelling story. It was a very interesting premise. It was very interestingly shot. Like, there's a lot of really jarring cinematography in that movie, and that the way that it's filmed, it startles you, but in a really good way. Like, in a really, like, you want to be surprised in the way that it surprises you. The actors were really good. And I was very intrigued by it. And then I felt like the last 15, 20 minutes of the movie, like everything after the twist completely ruined it for me because it took away all the things that I thought were interesting about the movie. Everything that drew me in to The Village became cheap and hollow, and I hated that.
That's fair. I could see that. I haven't watched it. I don't watch horror films like that because I need a horror film to have like some deeper meaning, I feel like. Unless it's like just... So there's a difference though between like Scream and that Cabin in the Woods movie that was mentioned earlier. Like that Cabin in the Woods movie is totally like a humorous
So The Village is the kind of movie that you would really like right up until the last 20 minutes because it's very it has really good cinematography, it has really good music, it has really good acting. It's very artistic. It's very intriguing. Even though it's a little bit scary, it's the kind of movie that you get drawn into enough that you would forget about all those things. But the way that it ends, to me, just ruins the whole thing. Like, I really was enjoying that movie, and I don't enjoy horror movies. I was enjoying that movie right up until the twist. And then as soon as it had the M. Night Shyamalan twist, I felt like I was robbed. I felt like I was robbed of the conclusion that I wanted to the story.
Interesting. I need to watch this movie, apparently.
Just be prepared to hate the ending.
No, I know. It is Ghost, and I understand that. I can't watch movies like that. I can't stand them.
The Village is horror in that there are parts of that movie that are meant to scare you and will scare you until
clumps. Yeah, go ahead. Do your darndest.
Defend the ending of The Village? Can you do that without spoiling it?
Typing commences.
Can you don't spoil anything. You can tell me. Do you
Vinyl, do you know the movie Gypsy?
I mean, if you'd like to defend the ending to me, Call of Flumps, is there a messenger that you can message me on that other people can't read it?
He's got you on Discord.
I can turn on my Discord.
That's probably a good call, Flumps. I don't. Vinyl, you should know Gypsy. Have you guys heard of the Broadway HD like app thing? It's a subscription thing, just like Hulu and all of that stuff. It's not terribly expensive, but you can definitely get really, really great musicals on it that are like filmed on Broadway, and also plays the BBC did with like all the crazy. Anyway, there's a version of Gypsy. Get whatever version of it you like, because I like all of them for different reasons. They're all very good. But definitely highly recommend, because I don't know, came up with that in my head. I really love that musical. And I need to spread the love.
Okay, I have literally no idea how to use Discord, but my Discord is on if you want to defend the ending to me, Call of Flumps, because I've seen it, so you can't spoil it for me. But I don't know how...
Gypsy is basically about the world's worst stage mom, except it's set in like the 1920s when vaudeville was a thing, and also burlesque. So definitely some really good stuff. The actors you could get, for my personal favorite of them, there's like two main movies. There's a Bette Midler version where Bette Midler plays the mama, which is Mama Rose, and she's psycho and she's beautiful. And there is the Natalie Wood version where Natalie Wood plays Gypsy, aka Rose. I'm sorry, Lee actually is what I heard about. Anyway, those two movies are beautiful. I wish that they had those two actors together in the same movie, because it would have been amazing. But also, if you get a chance to watch the version of the stage musical with Imelda Staunton playing Mama Rose, Imelda Staunton makes me feel for a Mama Rose like I have never felt in my entire life. That woman is an amazing actress, and I will always, always, always defer to her for Mama Rose, although I would personally love to play that role on Broadway someday. Or anywhere. Actually, it doesn't have to be on Broadway. Sorry. I love that musical. You guys. Yeah. No, if you're a musical person, I've got all kinds of recommendations for you. Have you seen Singing in the Rain? I mean, if you've seen White Christmas, I feel like you must have seen Singing in the Rain. I love that.
I haven't. I should see that, though.
It's Debbie Reynolds, man. She is gorgeous and awesome.
I still can't get over the fact that the movie version of Little Shop of Horrors is completely different from the musical version.
Oh, it's so different.
I guess because it's a Disney movie, ? But the musical version is so much better than the movie.
The movie version came out at the same time. Like, let's talk about Rick Moranis and what was the movie with the ants? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
So like that's where that came from. That's why they changed that so hard. Like,
it's so weird though, because it was.
Singing in the Rain has some really great moments. It has some really kind of crazy moments where I feel like you should be on like an acid trip to watch. But that's the beauty of those kinds of musicals. They always have some rando thing happening in them. But it's beautiful. It's Debbie Reynolds is glorious in that movie, and it's Gene Kelly, and I mean, iconic stuff happening. But it's beautiful. I love all those old movies. Actually, I have watched so many. Olivia de Havilland is an amazing actress, and nobody knows her outside of Gone with the Wind. But she was a beautiful villain in a lot of movies.
Can we talk about how amazing Gone with the Wind is?
Oh, but there's so many things wrong with Gone with the Wind, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about what's amazing with it.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of things wrong with Gone with the Wind, but it's an amazing movie, too.
It is. It's such... I personally... Love.
Like, come on, I know you love Gone with the Wind.
No, because it's verboten. No, but like people today, I hate to say that, don't know the actresses from like the kind of the golden era, or the actors in general from the golden era of movies, quote,
guilty
in the United States. But like there were really, really, really good stuff that was done back then. Like I can't stress enough how worth it is to watch some of those movies, because they really have some good, deep, like gritty stuff, but do it with this weird, classy style that
This is a random segue that you're probably going to hate me for, but has anyone in the chat seen Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken? Because I loved that movie when I was younger.
Why would I hate you for that movie?
I don't know, because it's not a classic movie.
Why would I hate you for that movie?
You were just,
that movie just
I don't know, you were just talking about classics,
it's
so it's not a classic. It's such a good movie. Can I just confess that I was young enough the first time I saw that movie that I used to play Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken with my stuffed animals and stuff when I was younger.
I'm with you. I was that young when I watched that movie the first time.
Yeah. I had like my horses that I would train for diving.
Oh no, you can't watch musicals the same as you watch movies. No.
If you like deep stuff though, like you would like things like Les Mis and Jekyll and Hyde.
Watch Flumps. I'd be really curious to know what you thought.
Don't watch the movie version of Les Mis, by the way, because Russell Crowe is awful in it. Watch the music version. No! Don't watch the movie version of Les Mis. Please don't. And watch don't think it's a good version of Les Mis. A musical version of Les Mis.
No. Yeah, exactly. Don't do that. You should watch Flumps. I feel like, have you ever seen Cabaret? Because that musical is pretty, like, gritty, I think. It's got its fluff, like, it's got the music, which I feel like historically in musicals has always had a moment of, like, well, we're now singing a song about the thing, so you gotta let go of some of it. But Cabaret actually is a really, like, kind of deep, like, I don't know. I really liked Cabaret. There are actually quite a few like that, I feel like. Moulin Rouge, like Nicole Kidman, Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge is amazing.
It is. It really is good. I love Moulin Rouge. Let's talk about how I've got choreography in my head for a bunch of those songs, and I need to get it out someday. I've talked about becoming a choreographer lately with my husband. I feel like that might be a thing.
Oh, you would be really good at that. I think that musicals, musicals are a mixed bag. You can get musicals that have like a really deep, like Jekyll and Hyde is a really good, like if you're looking
Don't
for
watch
like
the version of Jekyll and Hyde that's out there right now with the beach guy. What is his name?
She's trying to think of the name. It's deep and meaningful because it's about a philosophical idea. About philosophical
Ewan
ideas.
McGregor is a phenomenal actor. Come on,
Ewan McGregor is amazing.
Is that your wedding song too? It's my wedding song too. We didn't have a wedding song actually, but that was the song we decided would have been it. Yay!
Ours is Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams. Yay! from the Robin Hood movie, Prince of Thieves.
Yes.
Moulin Rouge is amazing.
It is. Flumps, that's absolutely
true. I think you would like Jekyll and Hyde. Thank you. I
Jekyll
love
and
that
Hyde
song.
as a musical in general is great. What the fuck is his name?
And the Broadway version of Les Mis is amazing as well. If you can,
He
if you
was
can
in
get
Baywatch.
Who was in Baywatch?
The actor I'm thinking of.
I don't know actor names. I can't help you.
Somebody else will know.
I can't help.
It's.
I know like 5
I blocked
actors.
his name
I
from my
know-
mind. Yes, Hasselhoff. Thank you.
I know Jason
Do not watch that
Momoa.
version.
I
Jekyll
know
and
Gerard Butler. I know Brad Pitt. I know all the sexy men apparently. Lee Pace. Henry Cavill.
Oh, Vinyl, you and I are gonna get along grandly, I feel.
We gotta get Flumps and Vinyl and
Yes.
me and Ghost and you and Flutterhubs together. This has got to be a thing that happens. Who was that guy with the beard in the Silly movie?
No.
Oh.
That's okay. Jeremy Irons is good to be a dude. No, I'm with you. This is good. But yeah, no.
We haven't talked about Studio Ghibli like at all. Please tell me that you all
And
love
those movies
things
are
like
so
House
good.
Moving Castle and Spirited Away and
Yeah.
like as much as I do.
Yeah, they're so good.
Weird segue, but
I've heard whispers of them doing those movies recently.
have you seen House Moving Castle?
Yes.
It's amazing. I cry every time.
Yeah.
Every time I watch that, I cry.
Absolutely. Yes. Oh my god.
I mean, Island of Lost Forevers was very heavily inspired by Spirited Away.
Well, yeah. Oh, Spirit Away. Yeah, no, definitely watch that one. Watch Howl's Moving Castle. Watch Kiki's Delivery Service because that's
Kiki's
surprising.
Delivery Service is heavily underrated.
Yes.
That movie is
Yes,
amazing.
absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. Studio, is it Ghibli or Ghibli?
I think it's Ghibli.
Okay. They're amazing.
They have some really amazing underrated movies.
Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind.
Nausicaa is amazing. Nausicaa is so good. And in the English version, Patrick Stewart is one of the voices. Just putting that out there.
Ooh. I'll have
Nausicaa
to check that
is really
one out.
good. Nausicaa is one of the lesser known ones. Also, I think it's The Secret Life of a Rarity or Arity or something like that. That was good too. Giblets.
Oh, that's so nice. Abner is so talented. Can I tell you guys? He drew me this beautiful picture of Flutterdye, and he has a family that makes a baby Yoda cake, and they're all gorgeous things, and I'm so enamored with everything. Oh, and you did that moth picture from what was it from the? I want to say it was Shovel Knight, but I'm not sure that's right. It was one of those.
Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abner, you're such an artist. Yes. I'm probably gonna do cake decoration and stuff on stream, but now Abner is watching and I feel like I'm not gonna
I really liked your last cake decorating stream. I learned a lot from that. I learned that I can probably never decorate a cake, but I also learned a lot about how you decorate cake.
I feel like that's it, Plumps. Yes.
I have to say, I don't. From talking with Abner, I don't think he's very judgmental. I think he's very supportive.
I know. He'd be super sweet.
That moth picture was really cute. It was so good.
Yes, I love it, Abner. It should. Absolutely. I agree.
Reddit is a place I don't know much about and have never really ventured on that much.
Reddit, though. I feel like I could get way into Reddit.
I feel like it's a hole from which I would never crawl out of.
Oh my god, you guys, it is actually 10 after 12 or almost. So, I really should. Oh, that's so cool, Vinyl. Oh, Abner, I need to find your... When do you stream, Abner? You should stream during times when I can watch you, because I'd have to go back and watch some of your streams. Oh, wow, awesome. Abner, that's crazy. That's so cool. Having a mom that's baker by trade. I was raised by a tailor, so I can sew things. That's why.
I don't know how to bake. I'm really good at cooking, but I'm not good at baking, because cooking, you don't have to like follow.
The Flutterhubs is the baker in the family. I do the decoration and the cooking, like the actual cooking.
If I have to follow a recipe exactly, I'm actually super bad at that.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I love it.
Because I can just throw things in there and...
All right, guys, it is 10 after midnight. We should probably... oh, flums. We should...
Yeah, see, I think that's interesting how some
Vinyl, my husband really says the same thing. He follows a recipe, it's what it is. Yeah, but I like to just throw things in the pot.
Interesting how some people really like following a recipe, and some people, like me, I just like striking out on my own and seeing what I can do with ingredients.
Yeah. Yeah, we just toss things in the pot.
Yeah,
I feel like I might have had an influence on you on that, though, back in high school. I used to come and cook at your house.
I feel like my mom was that kind of cook, too. Like, I don't feel like my mom ever really followed a recipe. She didn't have a cookbook. She never, like, measured stuff. She would just eyeball everything.
Abner, absolutely. I do not envy you. The situation with the deskless streaming thing.
Yeah, I saw your picture of playing Minecraft with us the other night, and that was hardcore, just having a thing, I think it was a book or something, across your laptop keyboard. That was...
Vinyl, I have tried to follow the recipe the first time, but I have always an instinct that's like, no, don't do that like that. Do it like this. And so I've never once followed a recipe exactly like it says it should be.
He'll try a recipe exactly the first time, except for if there's sugar, he'll usually cut the amount of sugar, because recipes are way too sweet. Yeah, you never need that much sugar. But he'll follow the recipe exactly the first time, and then he'll decide how he wants to improve on it the second time. And I'm more careful with recipes if it's the first time too.
I'm not.
But sometimes I just don't like an ingredient. And
Cauliflums, I love Guy Fieri, so I don't know what you meant by that necessarily, but I think that's phenomenal. If I can be that person, that's great. I look up 6 different recipes for the same thing that I'm trying to cook, and then I make it up on my own. I feel very Guy Fieri, and I love it. Guy Fieri's a great person.
I like Guy Fieri too.
Yes.
He's one of the few really genuine people in the food industry.
He's kind of douchey when you watch him on TV, but he's a genuinely good person, and I love everything he does. So, like...
I found him douchey. I mean, he's a little over the top.
No, he has a weird personality that I'm not always into.
No, but he is very unabashedly himself, which
I love that, and that's why I love him. I think that's the best part of him. Yes, he's so genuine and beautiful. Yeah.
Very genuine and eccentric are the two ways that
it's all good. I love him.
Yeah.
I need to do a cooking stream also, but yes, Triple D is great. My husband and I end up traveling across the United States a lot, and so we're always looking for Triple D places to stop at on the way. And we have tried a couple of them, and some of them, like Triple D places, either go one of two ways, essentially. They either really thrive after Triple D has hit them, or they really don't after Triple D has hit them.
It's the same with Restaurant Makeover.
Yes.
I've noticed. Yeah, they either do really well, or they just
can't keep up with what you get once that starts. It fails for you, and it's so it's sad in some cases, but we love stopping at those places. We stopped at one in Hawaii once. We stopped at one in New Mexico once. We've been in a couple of them, and we look them up because they're often worth it. Absolutely. All right, but I really am gonna go.
This is normal for us too. We're like, yeah, we should stop talking now, and then we just keep talking for another hour.
It's a thing we do, guys.
I will remember the list of movies we talked about tonight, even if Cauliflumps, if you're worried about, don't be sorry
Don't
at
be
all.
sorry. Please don't
It's
be
not the
sorry.
reason.
If this
That's
was real life, we'd be up until 3 or 4 in the morning chatting about these things. So,
so
the long
but
goodbye.
yeah.
The Very Long Engagement is a French film that y'all should watch. Sorry, The Long Goodbye. I think of
Long
that.
Goodbye is the name of a song from the anime Macross Zero that will break your heart.
There you go. We do need to have a movie night. We'll have to figure that out.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Nice. That's fantastic, Abner.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to do this. You guys.
No, don't worry. I will remember.
We'll get it. We'll do that. We'll do the
we
thing.
have a movie series that we've talked about to basically do a year worth of weekly movie nights. We're gonna be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should decide. We should start
good.
deciding if we want to do Macbeth 2015. I don't know who plays Macbeth in it, and is it the one that's set? Is it set in like the future? Is that the one that goes?
I assume it's set in 2015.
Fassbender. I don't think I've seen that one. Should I see it? Is it good?
I have not seen that.
I have like 3 different versions of Hamlet in my house, so we know which one is my favorite, but it's trippy. Okay, I'll take a look at it.
I don't hate trippy in Shakespeare movies. I feel it's very warranted. Maybe I should watch this movie.
Maybe we should watch it together.
Yeah.
We'll have to start a Discord chat about when we want to schedule movie
nights.
Yes,
I'll make a movie night Discord or something, and we'll like do the thing.
Yeah, like Sunday night movie night or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and chatting with us. All of our inane movie topics and things that we wanted to talk about today. I really appreciate it, guys.
I haven't talked a lot about my books tonight, but they exist.
Go buy the books.
Go to my Amazon page. Check out Dreamers Do Lie. It's a high fantasy reimagining of Dante's Inferno. It involves religion, like I said earlier tonight. I think it's
when you're dealing with hell, you can't really avoid it.
Yep. And if you haven't checked it out, Island of Lost Forevers is like an adult version of Spirited Away. That was one of my big influences.
Island of Lost Forevers is great too. I have to agree. Yes. Read them. Read them books. Go to Megan's website, which is listed right there next to her on her thing.
And if you sign up for my newsletter, you get a free novella called The Paradox Syndrome. It's a sci-fi short. Personally. Yeah, I'm glad we did the just chatting too. It was
very nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll consider this going forward as a thing.
I liked all the crazy things. I think Cauliflumps and I are going to have a lot of random conversations about movies that we disagree on, and I'm actually really
were you a theology major, Cauliflumps?
Oh yeah, because he said that he wanted to teach religion. You would actually really love Dreamers Do Lie and Life is But a Dream.
Cauliflumps. I was almost a theology minor. I almost went to school for. I almost went to what the hell is it called? Why can't words come to me when I need them?
It's like 12:15. So.
I know. We need to have, yes, really, honestly, religions was my minor in college, and I really wanted to, seminary school, except I couldn't stand the fact that seminary school was exactly what it is. So I didn't go,
we should have
absolutely. Let's do the religious debate sometime. I would love it. And whiskey. Always whiskey alongside. Yes.
Yeah, no, I think you would actually really like some of the themes that I explore in Dreamers Do Lie and Life is But a Dream, because it's like I was saying earlier, it asks about like who is religion for, and who makes the decisions and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Let's sit down over some whiskey and hash this out some night. I would love it. I think it would be such a great conversation. But right now we are actually going to go. I hope
Yeah,
everybody has a
sleep
good
is a
night.
thing
I will be back
that has to
tomorrow night.
happen.
With I don't know, probably Minecraft. I don't know. I'm thinking of playing some inane rando game too. We'll see. But we'll be back.
Don't be up too
have a good
late
night.
tomorrow because you got to get up at the ass crack of dawn on Saturday morning.
Yeah, whatever. You know, I always do. That's fine.
Someone asked me a question about Dante's. I mean,
Flumps.
I just wrote 2 blog posts about Dante's Inferno to be posted at the end of July. So if you have any questions, I am primed.
I will actually be jumping into Discord after this, so if anybody wants to join me there, that's fine. I understand that it's pretty late for most people at this point in time, so
This
I
is
hope
random, but since we're talking about Dante's Inferno, there was a Dante's Inferno game that ran on the God of War engine, and it is pretty crazy. There's a lot of vaginas in it.
Oh, lots of
Vagina
vaginas.
monsters
Right.
specifically. Is my website super bright? I guess it depends on which banner it gives you.
It might. Mine is all white too. Oh, I disabled mine.
Well,
I have to make a new
it
one.
has a white background because it has a lot of words, and you're actually not supposed to read words on a darker background. It can actually really hurt your eyes.
You guys. All right. I'll see you all later. I'll be around tomorrow night. I'm going to come and check on you tomorrow before my stream. I think you're streaming Call of Flumps, so I'll be in before that to check on you because I need to check on you apparently. I don't know.
I found it funny, Call of Flumps, don't worry.
I hope everybody has a lovely night. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming along. We'll see you soon.
Bye.